Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome along to the Sports Corner Live. We are back once again for another watch-along on the YouTube channel, and what a night of action we have got to bring you. We were originally going to do Monaco-Lyon, but we thought, why not raise the ante? We've got two big title races going on this season in France and in Spain, and two massive games to come from both leagues in European football. So we thought, why not bring them both together and do a live show for it? So we are going to be covering Valencia Barcelona as well, which means that KL, who would have been joining me, he's going to cover the Monaco-Lyon game, and I'm going to cover the Valencia Barcelona game. But first of all, Kieran, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, thank you very much. I would like to clarify I'm here for Liga and not Serie, as it says to my left here.
Oh,
we are not doing the
Serie. That was me trying to sort out all the streams earlier.
It was a last-minute decision, but there's so much going on in every single league, maybe bar the Premier League. But besides that, two big games going on. Do you want me to take through lineups, Josh, or would you like to do it?
Go on. Go for it.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a 4-4-2 for Monaco. Benjamin Lecomte in goal, back four of Djibril Sidibe, Guilherme Maripan, Axel Disasi and Ruben Aguilar, Chao Enrique, Youssouf Fofana, Aurelien Tchouameni and Cesc Fabregas as a right midfielder. We'll see. As Wissam Ben Yedder and Kevin Volland up top. And the bench is Majeki Balotore, Badiashile, Florentino, Milot, Matazo, Matsima, Goebbels and Pellegrini. I know it's not pronounced Goebbels. That's just how I pronounce it. So there you go.
I was going to ask, do you think that is a 4-4-2? Because Cesc Fabregas as a right mid does seem a little bit questionable.
No, I think it's going to be, if it's going to be more like maybe a 4-1-2-1-2 rather than a realistic 4-4-2, or maybe it goes to maybe a 5, because I know Chao Enrique has fullback flexibility. So maybe it'll go to a 5-3-2, something like that. But the days of Cesc Fabregas on the wing, I think, are well and truly over, if not numbered. As we look at the Lyon lineup coming off their defeat, it is Anthony Lopez, Jason Denayer, Marcelo and Desciglio, keeps his place at centre-back. Maxwell Cornet back in the side at left mid with Leo Dubois on the right. Kakare and Thiago Mendes in the middle. And a weird front three. Silimani drops out. It's Tokwe Kambi, Lucas Paqueta and Memphis Depay. Another one that I'm not sure if it'll stay like that in the game itself. And maybe it'll change to a 5-3-2 again. So lots of kind of square pegs in round holes in this one. Interesting to see what both teams will line up as.
Yeah, it's an interesting one indeed. And for those of you that are wondering how the Liga table stands right now, that is how it's looking right now. Lille sat in first on 76 points. PSG in second on 75 points. Monaco with a point right now as it's 0-0, 72 points. Lyon in fourth on 68, which realistically means Lyon have a massive chance tonight to boot Monaco out of the race for the title. Or Monaco can get themselves right back into it, which is what they desperately need. And, of course, what do you think is going to happen? Because we watched the game last week for Lyon. It was a cracker. They got booted out. Can they now boot another team out of the title race?
I hope not, because I want this to go down to the final day with three teams. And Monaco have been a team that I was talking to Ron earlier. Me and you spoke about Monaco a month or so ago, going, no one's talking about them. And they're picking up a hell of a run of form. And now they are back in with a chance of winning the league. And I want it to go down the final day with all three teams still being in it. But Lyon lost their chance to win the title, but I think they'd love to play spoiler to Monaco tonight.
They would indeed. So that is the Lyon-Monaco game that is up now. We've kicked off. We have just kicked off in this game between Valencia and Barcelona. Remember, the way that it's looking in the Liga, Atletico Madrid picked up points, 1-0 win yesterday, which actually won only 1-0, but conceded a penalty in the 90th minute, which eventually ricocheted off the post against Elche. So massive win for them. And as you can see, Barcelona sat in right now fourth place on 72 points. That is if they were to pick up a point here against Valencia. If they do win tonight, they will actually go back into second place ahead of Real Madrid. And this is how the teams are looking tonight for Valencia. I'm going to stop for a second because it's a chance for Messi and he's missed it. And I thought we were already going to have 1-0. But as you can see, 5-4-1 tonight for Valencia. Jasper Cillessen is in goal. Back five of Jose Gaya, Tony Lato, Hugo Guillamon, Gabriel Palista and Thierry Correa. They are the back five. With a midfield four, you've got Gonçalo Guedes as the left-hand midfielder, Daniel Vaz to the right with Uros Rasic and Carlos Soler as the two midfielders, Maxi Gomez up top. And you can see the plethora of defenders on the bench tonight for Valencia. Mangala, Ferro, Diakabi, Pacini. They have got so many defenders on there that could come on if they need them. But they also do have attackers the likes of Lee Kangin and Denis Cheryshev if they need them. As for Barcelona, 3-5-2 tonight. Griezmann's been on form, so he does make the starting lineup. But before that, Marc-Andre ter Stegen is in goal. Back three of Ronald Araujo, Gerard Piqué and Clement Lenglet. There's no Mingueza tonight. He's on the bench. Midfield 5, Jordi Alba on the left with Dest on the right. Midfield 3, that's been the ever-present midfield 3 of Pedri, De Jong and Busquets. And then, as I said before, because Griezmann has been on form, scored 2 goals last week, it's 2 up top tonight. Lionel Messi, the man who might be staying next season by the sounds of it, is up top with Griezmann. On the bench is a stacked bench. Pjanic, Dembele, just to name a few of the quality players that could come on at some point in tonight's match. And as I said before, that's how it's looking. Atletico Madrid on top of the league on 76 points. Real Madrid in second on 74 points. And, well, the way the league is going right now, they also picked up a pretty vital victory in their game against Osasuna yesterday. So Barcelona desperately need a win, which is going to make this game very exciting indeed. It's going to make yours very exciting as well because, of course, we're only a few minutes into it. But 0-0 as it stands, who's had the better start?
Yeah, it's both chances for both sides, actually, but more half chances. I mean, Ben Yedder tried to lob the keeper from, I would say, about 40 yards because of a misplaced pass by Jason today. Oh, I didn't know I was going to be big there. And then there was a chipped ball towards the back post, which was heading towards Lucas Paqueta. But both teams have lined up differently in game. It looks like both teams are playing a 3-4-1-2, as to be expected with the team sheet. So they're matching each other up with a 3/5, depending on the in or out of possession. But so far, a very even start. But we're actually only 2.5 minutes in. So maybe we kicked off a little later than you did.
You did. We are very nearly 5 minutes into this game already. So just a little bit behind. But just seeing how you guys have been in the chat. Chris is back in the buildings. But lads, hope you're well. Welcome along as always. Chris, he says, this should be peaceful. We definitely do have 2 games going on tonight. We can reassure you of that. Cal's in the building as well. Hi, guys. How are you? I'm very good. How are you, Kieran?
I'm absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to this. I'm nervous because I feel like when there's so much riding on a game like this, I worry that Monaco might let the occasion get the better of them. But we saw last week Lyon took an early lead against Lille and they blew that. So hopefully this one's bruised quite nicely because Lyon, not a boring team to watch. They're in some crackers.
They are indeed. They've had a lot of very, very high intense games this season. Kyle says, I came back and heard about the protest at Old Trafford. Fans went to the stadium and the game got postponed. It did indeed. Kristen said, wasn't a protest. It was a riot with people getting hurt. Let's look forward to another lockdown, people, with these so-called protests happening. Well, I disagree with that, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
As Depay was put through and it's a chip to the back post and it's an open volley for Leo Dubois. Probably not the man you want to be volleying in at the back post, but he's volleyed it over the crossbar. But Lyon, with the first real opportunity of the game, coming from the right fullback, but dispossessed in the midfield and one through ball, and Memphis Depay was in, Josh.
Very nearly 1-0. That would have been a perfect start for Lyon. I did actually forget to say today that Coleman's obviously not on the touchline for this game because he got a too-match ban, which does also mean he misses next week's pretty much, I would say, title decider between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, which should be a cracking game next week. But Barcelona, coming off the back of a 2-1 defeat to Granada, put real big dents in their title hopes. I think they win. They have to win this game or they're out of it for me.
Yeah, I think it's getting to that point in the season where any dropped points are not just detrimental, they're almost season-ending at this point, as I think we might have a head injury to Jibril Sidibe as he slid in there. So we're just going to have a pause in this game. But yeah, if you drop points at this stage of the season, it could be the difference between being in the same with Monaco tonight. 1 minute you're in the title race, you lose one game, and it could all be over.
Good indeed. And it's pressure, isn't it? And look, I mean, for teams like Barcelona, they've had this pressure for so many years. And usually it's that 2-horse race between Real Madrid and Barcelona for who's going to get the title. But with this year being a 4-man horse race, Sevilla in the pack as well, which I think very similar to Monaco. They're another team that have just slowly plodded along, got results, not really had any pressure on them to go out there and get results. And now they find themselves, 3 or 4 games left of the season with a chance to win the title, which is unbelievable. For those teams like Monaco, for example, another team that I've been able to sit back and feel no pressure on them. Do you think they'll start to feel pressure now, or do you think that maybe the media are still looking at the likes of PSG and Lille as the two real contenders to win the league?
I think it's so late in the season now that I think it would have been picked up on that these teams are still with a shout. And as you've said, Sevilla and Monaco, the comparisons in terms of the way their season has gone has been, almost uncanny, to be honest, because both teams were there like, yeah, they'll probably get top four, but it's a 3-horse race or sometimes a 2-horse race. But they've gone about their business very professionally, both teams. And I think if Monaco win tonight, they'll have alerted pretty much the whole of Liga that they're still in this title race, because it'll be maybe 1 point separating the top 3 or 2 points, depending on live results now, obviously.
Yeah, and when you look at Monaco's games left as well, I mean, this is the biggest game that they've got left. They've got a few tough ones. They've got Lens and Rennes as the two teams kind of left in the top end of the table. They're all fighting for the Conference League spots, so there is going to be pressure on them to go out there and get results. But if they can win tonight, they could be in a serious position to find themselves back in the race. I mean, there'd be 2 points off Lille, but let's not forget Lille have still got Lens to play as well, so they could potentially drop points. But they had a comfortable game yesterday, a 2-0 win against Nice. They were down to 10 men as well, so quite a comfortable game for them. And then PSG, of course, another comfortable game. They beat Lens 2-1. So a lot of pressure on them tonight as well, being the big game on Sunday night. Yeah,
it's one of them where we looked at the run-ins, I think, during the Lyon-Lille game, and RC Lens held the key for the majority of the title race, which they could be the party poopers in the end. But PSG got past a tough test in Lens. They're no pushovers. They've had an incredible season coming up, But in terms of, as you say, the games left, all of them seem very similar and very favourable. So it'll be the team that, has a lapse in concentration or makes that really crucial error in the key moments. And that's why I think PSG are most adept to these title races. Lille and Monaco, new to this sort of thing. I know Monaco have been up there before, but not for many a year. So it'll be interesting to see how a team like PSG, who are always up there, similar to Barca and Real, always up there, to the likes of Sevilla and the other teams. This is their first rodeo. Maybe it's fearlessness that gets them through. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. And I guess for Sevilla as well, it's a case of they've just, as I said, they've slowly plodded along, got results. They've won the last 5 games on the bounce. And I'm just going through each team now to see the runs that they've got left. And I think Sevilla will drop out of it at some point. But if we start with Barcelona, still 0-0 in this game, by the way, not much going on in it so far. Their toughest game left of the season is Atletico Madrid, which is next week. Otherwise, after that, they've got Levante, Celta Vigo, and Eibar. So the toughest one there is Celta Vigo, have had quite a good season themselves, looking to try and maybe finish in the top 10, which would be a good achievement for them. But then when you look at the rest of the pack, Real Madrid, in their games they've got left, they have still got to face Sevilla, Granada, Villarreal, and Bilbao. So some tricky games in there. As for Atletico Madrid, their final few games, of course, they've got Barcelona next. They've got Sociedad, Osasuna, and Valladolid. And then, as I said before, Sevilla have got the toughest run of the lot. They've got Real Madrid, Valencia, Villarreal, and Alaves. So when you actually look at it, Atletico Madrid are in the driving seat by quite a comprehensive mile. But if Barcelona were to beat them next week, then Barca could be back in the driving seat because they've got no big games left.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of them where Atletico Madrid sometimes struggle in games where they're expected to win, because I always go back to I know they've destroyed teams. I remember we watched them the other week when they won 5-0. That happens, but for me, I just can't rely on them every week being consistently, blowing teams away, which we have seen from the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona in past years. And at some points this year, Real Madrid have been a different beast in the second half of the campaign. And I see an ooh there from Josh. What's the chance?
Little free kick opportunity, Messi whipped in, and for a second, Valencia's back 5 just completely disbanded. And I think it was Araujo who had a pretty decent opportunity to just tap the ball in at the near post. And I don't quite know what actually happened in the end. I think it deflected off one of the defenders at the back and eventually was cleared away. But just one of those moments where if Barcelona can get an early goal in this game, it will set the tone of this match. And as you would expect, they've dominated this game so far, this first 12 minutes. They've been all over Valencia, which, let's be honest, a few years ago, had they played Valencia, this would have been one of the standout fixtures of the season. But let's not forget that Valencia are still, as it stands, fighting for survival. They are 7 points off the bottom three, but there's still a few games left to play that they could easily, depending on if the other three teams below should doubt it. But they've still got to pick up a few more points here and there to ensure survival, which is crazy for a team which usually is sat fighting for the UCL spots and the Europa League. But they've dropped off because of all of the financial issues that they've had. Yeah,
I was going to say, if you're quite tuned into football, you know the kind of summer sale they had over there, and they got rid of some really crucial players. The most crucial, I do believe, to be Danny Parejo, which was the heartbeat of that club for a long period of time, in my opinion. They still have some quality players there. They still have players that are still there that can get them results, and that's why predominantly I don't think they're going to go down, because they've still got a few players on the outskirts that are good enough to keep them in the league. But it's not the same Valencia of yesteryear, unfortunately, because of how it's been ran. But I think a good thing for them is to stay in the division after such a horrific summer that they had.
Yeah, and I think as well, manager being Xavi Gracia, which we know former Watford man, did really well there. We were sat here at the start of the season, I think, and originally was going to leave because of all the issues was going on. You know, he literally just joined as well. But I think him being there, having that experience as a manager, he's helped to try and guide the ship as much as he can, because he knows a lot of the decisions aren't going to be made by him. A lot of outside factors will take place at a club like this. And I think he's done very well in the end to at least keep this club up, because we could have easily been sat here, as you said, if they had the likes of Parejo, Kondogbia, all those types of players, they could have easily been up there in the fight for the European spots. But, you know, instead, they've only won 8 games this season. They've drawn 13, which is the most in the league, joint with Villarreal. It's not been a great season. And when in fact you actually look at their running, they've not won a game since March. That was against Granada at the end of the month. So it's been a pretty tough run for them. And it's games that they've been expected to win. They lost to Osasuna. They drew against Alaves, who were down to 10 men. They lost to Cadiz. These are all teams that are fighting for survival that they've lost to. Yeah. And funnily enough, it seems to be when they play some of the bigger sides that they pick up results. Won against Villarreal a few weeks ago. Beat Real Madrid in that very, very enjoyable game at the early stage of the season. In fact, the last time these two sides faced off against each other, it was a 2-2 draw in which Barcelona absolutely flopped that game and very nearly lost it. So I think there'll be a little bit of an aim and drive tonight to do the double over Barca and at least not lose to them. But it's quite a task within itself, isn't it, considering the scale of the task in hand?
Yeah, and the situation they find themselves in. As you say, I think they've kind of been their own worst enemy and dragged themselves back into the relegation race. You know, you win a couple of them games and the 12 points clear relegation, they don't need to worry about it. But big chance in this game. I've got to admit, Toko Ekambi took a strike from the edge of the box. It was down to Leconte's right, and the experienced goalkeeper is one of them goalkeepers you can rely on, and he was never going to be troubled by it. But down to his left, good save, palmed it away, and that's really the only opportunity. 15 minutes in, it's been a slow start, I've got to admit, Josh.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow start in this game, and I don't think it's been a slow start in terms of the match. I think Valencia just, as you'd expect in this first 15 minutes, kind of holding on, weathering the storm very slightly of the Barcelona pressure. And I think they've now weathered it very well. They're starting to get a bit of a foothold on the ball, and hopefully we get a few chances, because we know with this Barcelona team that if you can get a goal against them, they are very susceptible to bottling it. I mean, when you actually look at the record, they've conceded more goals this season than Real Madrid, Sevilla and Atletico Madrid. They've conceded nearly 10 more than the rest of the pack. So it's a lot of goals. And we've seen when they're under pressure, they do tend to fold. So I'm interested to see if Valencia can maybe strike first.
Probably why they've gone with a back five, to be honest with you. Try and keep the back door shut. And that's one of them. If you're leaking a lot of goals and obviously you can't make any signings, stick another man back there, and you see you've got 7 on the bench. So they do have a plethora of defenders if it's not working to go 9 at the back. So you never know. As Depay, some nice trickery, gets away from a tackle. He's going to wide right. He's kind of put himself into an alleyway, and it's going to be a corner for Lyon. First set piece of the game.
Interesting. I'm looking at the table right now. I mean, it is a tight race in Liga for the rest of the season. I'm going to stop for a second because Maxi Gomez is in, but ball too heavy from Carlos Soler, and the Uruguayan isn't able to get a touch on the ball. And I thought for a second there we were actually going to get the first chance going to Valencia, but sadly not. But it's a tight one. We said last week, didn't we, with goal difference, that PSG have got a hefty goal difference over the rest of the pack. They've got a 52 goal difference in comparison to the 37 that Lille have, 33 of Monaco and 32 of Lyon. Yeah. They're going to need to score a few more goals, some of these teams, just to get themselves away from the likes of Monaco and Lyon if they do get back into it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is that's why I don't think these teams can drop any points even with draws, because if it does come down to goal difference, PSG scores so many that unfortunately they've been left in the dust at this point, really. And you've got to capitalise on a season which, by PSG's standards, have been underwhelming, really, And it's not to say that if they win the league, it's not an underwhelming season, but just usually we've been expected such high standards and they haven't quite reached them this year. But they do score a lot of goals. They're a free-flowing attacking side. And unfortunately, if it does come down to that, these other teams aren't going to be able to compete in that aspect.
No, which is a shame in the end, but we know money talks these days and money makes the world go round. It's helped them massively, PSG. As Carl's put it, like Lyon and Valencia both win 2-0 in both. So he wants to see Monaco booted out of the title race, which would be an interesting one. And then Chris put, could be Barcelona Real Madrid last season before they play El Clasico in Super League. Let's hope that doesn't happen. As Peter's in the building. How you doing, my friend? He's put, hi lads, hope you're well. See, Chris is on one today. Oh, you're good, Peter, as always. But 20 minutes in here, 0-0 as it stands. Not really much going on in this game, I'll be honest with you. It has been a quiet start. Barcelona's not done much with the ball. They've had a lot of possession, but as we said, that 5 at the back is marshalling this hefty Barcelona attack very, very well indeed. And there's a chance now. Guedes, it's a 3-on-2. Barcelona got a chance here. Valencia have got a chance. Opportunity taken on by Jose Gaya, but it's a waste. It's a real waste of an opportunity. It was Guedes who got the ball, and we know that the Portuguese winger's got pace to burn, and it's a mistake at the back from Araujo. Gets the ball back. He sees the run of Guy, who is onside. Would have been a marginal decision, but in the end, it doesn't come to anything. Although they are coming forward again. It's going to be Rasic, and they're just going to slow it down. So nothing coming there, but little chances for Valencia, which is what you want to see.
Yeah, it keeps them it keeps Barcelona honest. You know what I mean? If you sit back as a bag of 10, I always hate it because the other team just get comfortable and they know you're not going to offer anything going forward. But if you keep them honest at the back and maybe prey on their little bit of naivety, and that's a terrible pass back. Lecomte gets there first. Sorry to stop my train of thought, but yeah, you've just got to offer something so it doesn't become waves and waves of attack, because I don't think Valencia can keep Barcelona out if under waves of attack for 90 minutes. It'd take a hell of a defensive display for that to be achieved.
Yeah, and I saw that this morning in Rangers Celtic. When Celtic went down to 10 men, the first 20 minutes of the first half, they actually gave it the rule. But the instant minute in the second half when they changed it to sit back and try and defend to counter, Rangers then got 2 more goals in the game to win 4-1. And it'll be a similar situation here where, if Valencia do sit back and not aim to push up the pitch, then when you've got Messi and Griezmann up top, they are they will score at some point because they are quality players.
The best in the world, if we're talking about two opinion. I'm not going to get into that argument right now, but they're such good attacking players that you can't sit back for 90 minutes and expect them not to hit the back of the net at least once, because they do have magic. And even if it takes 89 minutes, in that last minute, they can still provide that quality. So I agree with you on that point.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Chris has put, there's a title race in French League. Never thought I'd see the day. There's a title race going on, a genuine title race. As there's a chance here for Barca calling for a penalty, Messi, but it's just a bit of a puff. Get up. Really, really good tackle in the end, if I'm honest with you. And that will be a foul, but this time it's for Valencia. So referee playing very well so far. But Kyle says, to be honest with you, lads, thought Lyon were above PSG, so Monaco win would be great. Apologise about that. Let's get that table up for you. There we go. That's how it stands.
Yeah, Lyon unfortunately got knocked out last week, I would say. Not mathematically knocked out, but they're not going to win the league now. Whereas for Monaco, I think if they do fail to win tonight, it takes them out of the title race, which, as a neutral / cheering on Monaco, for just because I think we pointed them out a long time ago, Josh, and they were in my prediction to win the league from ages ago. They were in my prediction to win the league, so I just want to look a little bit like the Oracle, to be honest.
I mean, they played well. They have played well. It's that case of like the second half of the season, they've just been so good, so organised, that Niko Kovac finds himself in a really good position to win the league. As Tubbs is in the building, how are you doing, my friend? He's put, let's go Valencia. Is Kangin Lee playing? He's on the bench tonight, sadly, for you, Tubbs. But I do think maybe at some point, depending on the scoreline here, he might come on. And then Chris has put, VR monitoring Premier League last season was like stopped playing on PS4 while preparing for PS5 to come out. Then all of a sudden, monitor gets used this season is like buying a PS5, but realising not many games out for it. So you sit and stare at the PS5. That's our officials with decisions. That's a very long-winded approach. There's a chance though for Barca. Alba plays it towards Messi, cleared away by this strong Valencia backline. But that's a very long-winded approach.
It was, because I was the whole time I'm sat here staring at my own PS4 thinking, he's not like VAR, bless him. He's done a great job for me.
I mean, I get the thing with the PS5, but PS4s are good. I wouldn't say they're like VAR.
Love the PS4. Love the PS4.
Can't beat the PS4.
As you say, Monaco's second half of the season have been completely different. I think it proves that if you give a manager time for the players to, get used to their style, and I've got to admit, some of the signing of Kevin Volland, I think at the start of the year wasn't quite proven to, it took him a while to get going, Josh, but once Kevin Volland's got going, he's been key to this Monaco side alongside Ben Yedder up top. I think a lot of these, it's got a nice blend of experience and youth, especially in that midfield with Fofana and Tchouaméni, who are very young players, but such talented players, partnered with Fabregas. And then I remember, I think we watched Monaco earlier in the year, and their back four was so young, and you could tell, because there was just, and the addition of bringing back Maripan, bringing in Sidibe as a centre-back to go next to him, I just think it makes them a much more well-balanced side. And it's not a knock on Badiashile and the likes of that were in the starting 11 to begin with, but they're just young players, and you've got to expect a few mistakes along the way. And I think they've found the right balance of Monaco at the moment. Yeah,
they have. I agree with you. I'm going to stop for a second because there's a chance for Daniel Vass. Good save from ter Stegen. It's straight at him in the end. But it's one of those where when you look at Monaco's record, brilliant attack. I agree. Kevin Volland this season has been incredible. And I do think that the hat-trick he scored against PSG, or the 2 goals I think it was, the game that we watched, was a bit of a turning point for him. And now he just seems to be scoring goals left, right and centre, as you would expect from a player of his quality. But defence-wise, I mean, they've conceded 38 goals this season, which is the largest amount, as you would expect, from the bottom, the top 4, sorry. The second most is Lyon with 35. Lille and PSG have only conceded 22 and 27, which is quite surprising. Lille have got the best defence in the league, and fair play to them. But I think that back line now, what you'd see today is a much more reassured, experienced back line. Yeah. And they are going to need that because, as I said, let's not forget, they've still got to play Rennes and Lens, who are both still fighting for European football. So they're not going to be easy games to come. And I think they have had a good mixture at the back. I mean, when you look at some of the other teams across the league, teams around about the 5th, 6th and 7th mark have, on average, conceded 40 goals. So they are getting towards that stage. But if you've got Ben Yedder and Volland up top...
He's 1-on-1. Fabregas! It's a goal! It's Monaco! It's Volland! It was a pass from Fabregas.
I was about to say, if you've got the firepower up top, they'll bag the goals.
And he was in behind, and you've got to admit, Denayer is wrong side of Kevin Volland, and he was through 1-on-1, and he just put it past the keeper. Simple. Anthony Lopez couldn't do anything about it. But it's Kevin Volland, who we've literally just mentioned as finding his feet in the league. It's a lovely ball round the corner by Ben Yedder. It will be checked. It's a ball round the corner, a 1-2 with his strike partner, and he's on the wrong side of Jason Denayer, and he's free on goal. The defender got it all wrong, and he put it at the near post, but it will be checked because it looked, from my angle, he might just be offside.
Which would be painful because that's how the table would stand right now. Monaco would obviously boost themselves back up to 74 points. They'd be 2 points away from Lille in first and 1 point from PSG in second, of course, with an inferior goal difference to PSG. But could be ruled out and it would put them back at square one again.
No, he is bang level. He is bang level. The goal is given. A perfectly timed run. A lovely ball around the corner from Ben Yedder. The two players we mentioned that have been crucial to this team link up, and it was a lovely finish from the German, who, got to admit, at Leverkusen was never a consistent scorer, but now at Monaco he seems to have found his home, and he's found the lead. 1-0 Monaco, come on!
Perfect for the neutral. This is what we want. We said before, we want to get into Liga last day and have a case where, you know, we've got 3 teams left in the competition. As it stands, it does mean that, of course, Lyon now on 67 points, Monaco on 74 points, PSG on 75, and Lille at the top on 76. Let's hope that it stays that way by the end of the night for the neutral. And then, as you can see, not on your screens right now, but the last day of the season, it would be an 8 o'clock kickoff on the 23rd of May. That's Sunday night when all these games are played. Brest pace off against PSG. Lille go up against Angers. Monaco against Lens. So quite an exciting end to the season that would be. And no doubt, if they're on TV, it's probably something we would be looking to cover for the title race, because you just don't get it this often in France, do you?
No, and it's always a case. Actually, to be fair, you don't get it often in many leagues where there'd be 3 at one point. Usually, you know, maybe it's a 2-horse race, but a 3-horse race with the final game, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. But yeah, definitely cover that if the games get put on, which I hope they do, because I hope they don't just put PSG on, which will annoy the living crap out of me.
And even then, you know, you look across the rest of the league, 6 points separate 4 teams at the bottom of the league. 4 of them, in fact, you could still put Bordeaux in there as a shout. There's potentially 5 teams that could go down and get relegated. Before the Europa Conference League race is still on. That's between Lens, Marseille and Rennes. They're all separated by 2 points. So right now, Liga has got a hell of a lot of action still going on. Nothing's been decided apart from the fact that Dijon are already down after their shocking season. But even Nimes could still stay up with a fight on their hands, which makes it very, very exciting for the end of the season, and hopefully it is. But Tubbs has asked us in the chat, thoughts on the United-Liverpool postponed game?
I'll be honest. I don't mind the protests. If people were getting hurt, then that's a different story. Obviously, I don't want anybody getting hurt. But if it was a peaceful protest, by the way, Denier has been substituted. For Siamandi. I can't tell if it's an injury.
Or you would assume it's an injury.
Well, he was at fault. I'll be honest. He was on the wrong side of Volland, but Sinele Diamandi's on. Yeah, he is walking a little bit gingerly, as Jason Denier, so he's been replaced. I'm just trying to see if there's a point where, you know, maybe they'll show a like the replay of when he got hurt. But yeah, Diamandi's on, Denier off. Had a rough night because he was at fault for the goal. But now he's sitting the rest of it from the bench, and I will try and report you if he's injured or not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I mean, he's off anyway, so it doesn't matter realistically speaking. But I guess the thing with the United-Liverpool one is, to be honest with you, and not as a person that don't care, but I didn't really care because it doesn't. It's one of those where I understand why fans are doing it, and I completely back them for doing it. But in terms of the actual match itself, it doesn't really bother me, because apart from Liverpool fighting for the Champions League spot, that's kind of it. You know, United are finishing second realistically, no matter what happens. So in terms of the game itself, wasn't too fussed. But in terms of the actual protest itself, I think it's fantastic to see what the fans have done. But the point that Kyle made earlier, and I think it's a very fair point, is he put a little bit earlier on. I can understand why the United fans did it, as long as it's peaceful. When some start picking fights and smashing the place up, that's when it crosses the line. And you're always going to get with people, you get the 1 or 2 idiots that come along purposely to smash things up or to have a fight, because that's what they want. And it's always unfortunate when that happens. And I think that is a case of what's happened today, sadly, which is a real shame. But look, take that aside. the people that peacefully protested, fair play to them because they had a right to do that, and they sent out a message which is exactly what they wanted to do. So credit to them in that respect for doing it, because it takes a lot to get a full couple of thousand fans together and protest outside.
And if it forces the owner's hand, as well as it's going to be a foul. Oh, I thought it was going to be a foul another way there, but yeah, if it forces the owner's hands to do something about the bad kind of relationship between fans and owners. I was talking about this earlier. If it can even mend some of it, or they do end up selling, as long as it's done peacefully and it's not, no one gets hurt and nothing happens. That's my only problem with today. Everything else I don't really mind. As you said, the game being postponed, it doesn't mean much to me. It'll get rescheduled. You'll see the game eventually. It just doesn't mean it's happening today. It's
going to be a case of when. It's going to be quite tricky to chuck that in the calendar at some point, isn't it? With United still being in the Europa League playing midweek. But apart from that, it's one of those where I think the only way that kind of passion between the fans and the owners can be mended is if they sell the club and they leave. I think that's the only way that they can mend that relationship at United. But Tubbs has put in the chat, he disagrees. He says Volland was consistent in Leverkusen, Kale. He says Volland has been the most consistent player in Leverkusen year after year before going to Monaco. Havertz never would have flourished without Volland beside or up front.
That's not what I said, Tubbs. I said consistent goal scorer. I never said he wasn't consistent. That's not what I said. So I think, and now I'm going to go check his goal record.
I've got a feeling, and I'm pretty sure, because I was going to say that I'm pretty sure over the last few seasons, apart from maybe last year, he did get double figures on goals. He might have like 10 or 11 or 12 a season. But we're going to get a yellow card. Uros Rasic has just gone into the book. This game so far has not had much drama, if I'm being honest with you. But
right.
Peter's also put in the chat about TikTok, which we'll talk about in a bit.
He's got 15 this season. He got 10 the year before. 10 goals. Oh, I'll tell you what, he had a great 20 thingy. He had a great 2018-19. He got 14 in 2018-19. Do you know what? Credit, he's a consistent goal scorer. Credit to him, he's a consistent scorer. Can't lie, consistent goal scorer.
I think you have to look at it as well is what Volland is as a player. And I don't know whether Tubbs would agree or not, but I do think maybe a bit of a similar mould to Firmino to a certain extent. In when he was at Leverkusen, was he an out-and-out striker? Yes, because he was up top. But I think a lot of his play at Leverkusen was a lot of hold-up and things. Hence why Havertz was getting a lot of goals as well, because of the hold-up and things like that.
Credit to him, he gets between 10 and 15 a season. He's never been the striker that's going to win the top goal-scoring rankings, especially not in the Bundesliga anyway. But yeah, do you know what? He's more consistent than I thought he was. I'll be honest, I expect him to pitch in 10. And as you say, contributions-wise, he offers much more to a team than just his goal-scoring. But credit to him, he picks up 10 or 15 a season, which not many people can do, but it's still not the likes of, and I don't want to compare him to, Lewandowski. He's not that type of striker. He's a striker that helps people around him, which I didn't realise how consistent he gets 14, to be honest with you.
And it's quite interesting as well. He's like, technically this will probably be the first season for him in quite a while, where he's played in a 2-striker formation. And it's actually doing him better because he's got somebody up there with him that he can obviously work with. Yeah. And then I've just seen the chat, of course, Tubbs then put, I feel like getting on Kale's bad side today. It's all right, Tubbs. Just congratulate Hull on winning EFL League One and he'll forget about it. He then replied, Hull won League One. Must be a whole league of never mind.
I tell you what, I don't know how, but Tubbs' tightrope is getting thinner by the week with me. The patience is paper thin at this point. But we did win League One and nothing's going to take my mood down. So screw you, basically.
I mean, I've just been seeing the side talk going on in the chat. Peter saying earlier, TikTok is amazing. Chris replied, unfortunately, Peter, I'm complete opposite. It's a lot of nonsense, pointless nonsense I've seen. I don't get what it is. It's supposed to be funny. My mate showed me a video. I just stood. He went, sorry to bother you. I'm not going to lie. I don't use TikTok either. But
No.
Peter replied, "Come on, Chris. You need to get TikTok. You need some cheering up in your life. You can't be no nonsense all time."
Why are they arguing over TikTok?
Oh, it goes on. Chris then says, "TikTok, in my opinion, Peter, is a lot of nonsense garbage, like a lot of things in life. Tell us what you think's garbage, Chris." And then Peter says, "It isn't, Chris. Do you need a hug? Come on, I'll give you a hug." Oh, forgot social distancing.
Social distancing, can't do that.
Few more weeks and then you can.
I don't have TikTok myself.
No, I don't have TikTok. I'm not going to lie.
Like, some that have been sent to the chat, like, they're quite funny. There's some of them.
There are a few quite funny ones. I will give them credit.
Yeah, I just don't watch it very often.
It's not my forte. Just like how it's not Barcelona's forte to score, because my God, they've had a fair whack of chances to get something in this game, and they just seem really.
Oh, Bullington again! Oh, and he went to square it to Ben Yedder. Repay the favour. Marcelo got across and prodded it behind, but good chance. Sorry to cut you off. I apologise.
Could have had another goal contribution there as well, potentially, in the match.
He could have indeed, as we found out today, that he loves to get 14 a season. But I will say, to defend myself ever so slightly, he's already got 14 this year, and the season's not over yet. He has moulded into a really good striker at Monaco, and he's now got 15 because of tonight. Told you, told you. I'm just trying to
3 goals off Ben Yedder and Depay this season, which is quite impressive. I mean, he's 10 off Mbappe, but I mean, Mbappe is just another breed, isn't he? It's unbelievable.
He is. As Fabregas went to drill across, it's going to be another corner. Sorry about that. But yeah, as you say, this has been his best goal scoring return, I think, ever, which defends my point a little bit.
And fair play to him. Tubbs saying, loving that. Lads, congrats, KL. To be honest, I was looking at getting a Hull kit at some point. Whoa! I do want Hull back in the Prem. I think he's gone back in your good books.
Yes, I tell you what, Tubbs, I never doubted you, pal. Been your best friend for a long time. Never doubted you. And let me know what kit you're getting. This one's a lovely little number. It's got our stadium in the back. Even Josh is like, oh, what a lovely number that is, KL.
Oh, it's a very lovely number. And I tell you what isn't a lovely number. Number 16, and that's Pedri. Should have put the ball in the back of the net. Ball flicked in from Jordi Alba on the left wing inside the box. All Pedri's got to do is get a touch of the ball, and that's in the back of the net. Doesn't get a touch. Ball goes wide. Valencia clear it. It is attack v defence. Feels like a drill, this.
Which is what you don't want to see if you are a Valencia fan. But there's a ball in the box. It's going to be chested. Oh, my God. Maripan. I didn't realise it was Maripan. He chested it down and it's gone miles over. I'm sorry. It wasn't Ibanez levels of talent, that. It was.
You should have seen the chance Christopher Ayer had earlier today in the Old Firm. Took it around 5 Rangers players and took on the shot, and it was awful. It's depressing. You know, when a player, he ran from the halfway line, got past 5, and I thought, oh my God, we're about to see a messy goal. Nah.
Was it Kurt Zuma-esque? Do you remember that one for Chelsea where he picked it up and then just he was like, oh. I thought literally for a second, I thought we were about to get one of the great centre-back goals, and then it's just nowhere near the post. In fact, he was going towards the corner flag, and it was like, oh, after all that as well. Do you remember the one Van Dijk scored like that for Celtic? Van Dijk scored one where he took on a few players and then slotted it home, and then maybe that's why Southampton bought him, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, Ayer couldn't do what Van Dijk did a few years ago. In fact, he did worse. Got an injury, though, I think, for Valencia. Referee's playing on as we go into the last 4 minutes of this first half of this game. And look, as I said, it is just attack v defence right now. Barcelona, as it stands, have had 70% of the ball, but only 1 shot on target, 4 shots in the match. That kind of gives you an idea of how it's going so far for them. But Chris has put in the chat, he doesn't need a hug, Peter. I'm just saying things as I see them. Maybe in a few weeks you might want a hug when social distancing's done. And then Carl's put, looking back and remembering Vines, they were freaking hilarious. Then this TikTok crap came in and killed Vines. That was sad times. I didn't really have Vine either, to be honest.
No, neither did I. I never had Vine either, but do you remember the Vine we were talking about the other day, that get out my mum's car or whatever it was? We were just like, when was this a thing and why was it a thing? But it's like some things you look back on which were funny when you were in school and like was trending or whatever. Now you just look back and go, what was we on back then? Like, to find that stuff funny.
Well, that's the thing. That's how, like, detrimental Vine was. I think the one I remember the most is it was like an American outside a billboard. I think it was for a cinema or something like that, and it was a sign that was supposed to say fresh avocado.
Oh, sorry. A lovely bit of build-up between Fabregas, Fofana, and then it was chipped into Volland, and he took it on the volley. It would have been a volley Volland, and it went over the top of the crossbar, sadly, so I didn't get to make that amazing pun, which would have been really worth it.
You needed that to come off. That's a shame.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're all good. You're all good. But I mean, there's a few finds out there which everybody knows. As I said, it was like a billboard. It said fresh avocado, but this woman was just laughing because the way she said it, she went, free shavakadu, because that's how it's spelled out. And it's like that type of stuff is a prime example of how Vine just took something so random and made it incredibly funny.
Could you imagine if Vines were around like Nigella Lawson when she called it a microwave? And could you imagine? Oh my God.
Oh, the days of Vine, if they were there at that point, they would have gone absolutely mental for it.
Yeah. Instead of your free avocados, you get bloody microwaves.
Microwaves. I mean, Chris's point, he thinks Snapchat is another piece of garbage with these ridiculous filters. All these people saying, add my snappy. I'm all right, thanks. I'll pass. I don't think the concept of Snapchat was for filters. I think it was just there as a good messaging service, and then it brought in filters for photos and stuff because, you know, they've got to adapt. But, you know, I understand the snappy part.
I've never heard someone say, add my snappy.
No, I've not heard that.
I've heard add my snap. I've also, to be fair, you can use it without filters, which is fair enough. I guess they've also, one thing they've got now is like news websites that are doing like stories on there. And it's weird that these news outlets know they're not, if they go on TV, they probably won't get half the viewership they'd get if they went onto a Snapchat story.
Yeah.
Which people, it's mad. It's mad how that's the way people are promoting things now. Like,
It's crazy, isn't it? But I don't think Snapchat's bad. I think depending on what you use it for, it's very usable. I mean, I use it more for taking photos and stuff than I do messaging because the actual way that Snapchat uses your camera is better than taking it with the camera app. So there's positives and negatives to it. But have you got Snapchat, Chris?
And you can change the thingy as well. Like you can put not a filter as like a dog filter. You can make it black and grey, or like you can make it the colours more vibrant depending on which way you. So it does help. And you can save it straight to your camera. So it's one of them. It can be better than your actual camera app.
Yeah, exactly. We've just hit half time in this game. Valencia 0, Barcelona 0. I think if you are Valencia, you will be quite happy, I would say, that you are still 0-0 in this game. It has been attack v defence for 45 minutes. They've had two opportunities, Valencia, and when they have got on the ball and tried to hit on the break, they have looked dangerous. But ultimately, in this La Liga title race, as it stands, Barcelona will be going on to 72 points. It would put them 4 points behind Atletico Madrid. Let's be honest, they need to win this game because if they do win it, and then they win next week against Atletico Madrid, Barcelona will go back to the top of the league and be within touching distance of the title. If they don't win tonight and they still beat Atletico Madrid, they will be 1 point behind. They do not have any more games in hand because they lost the game in hand against Granada, which is just typical Barcelona to lose it. But look, the driving seat right now is with Atletico Madrid, and they are probably hoping that either Valencia can get a point or they take all three, and Barcelona, for me, will be out of it.
Yeah, and it's one of them. This is a much better result for Valencia at the moment. They've done their job in the first half. They've battened down the hatches, and they've managed to get to half-time at 0-0, which is, you know, if they could have scheduled a game plan, I think it would have gone pretty similar to how that first half has gone. Unfortunately, it's been a boring watch for you.
Yeah, I think he's expected. You know, when you see a Valencia playing a 5-back and playing a 5-4-1 as well, it is a case of when you've got Daniel Vaz playing as a right mid, you know he's going to be playing as a right back for large parts because he will be pressing back. But, I mean, look, they've only had 2 chances on goal, but when they have come forward, they've actually looked more dangerous than Barca have. There was the little chance which Maxi Gomez got There was the opportunity which Gaia had, which was for me the best opportunity of the game. And I think as the game goes on, if it still stays 0-0, will Valencia look at it and think, do you know what? We're nearly at the end of the season. We win today. We're probably safe. Let's go for it and give us a win. But, I mean, I'm not having this. Tubbs said if Josh is covering a watch-along, expect a boring game. You weren't here this morning, Tubbs. I had 5 goals and a red card in the Old Firm derby, so don't come at me saying we've got boring games here.
I'll tell you what, Tubbs is after every single
He's after everyone.
I was doing the MLS last week. Sorry for no MLS this week. This took priority. I apologise. But he was tearing Will and me. I'm also still a victim. But especially Will as well. He just came in and decided, I tell you what, Tubbs, he's out for making enemies all over the shop.
Shocking. And he's supposed to be my Filipino brethren as well, and he's just decided to stab me in the back. I'm fuming, Tubbs. I'm absolutely fuming. I mean, Tubbs saying you just got lucky with the Old Firm. Well, I now need to find what my last watch-along was. No, the last watch-along I did before that was our game, which ended with a fair whack of goals.
It ended 3-2.
Yeah, exactly. So there was 5 goals in that. So it's not luck on my side. It's not luck on my side.
Well, that was a dual watch along. So if Tubbs is saying like, I bring the goals, and you bring
and he can't use that now because you said it before he's put it in the chat. So he can't even use that as the example.
Well, do I even exist to Ian? To be honest, do I even exist?
How are we doing, Ian? He's put, hi, Josh and friend. That is Kieran for you.
No, I'm just friend. I'm just friend. It's half time, by the way. It's 1-0. Not a great half, I'll be honest. I feel like it's both like we just both had really poor halves, in general.
I mean, it's one of those where ultimately it could become better in the second half. You would expect Lyon to try and push out. I expect Barcelona to try and push out. But Tubbs, I mean, this is poor from Tubbs. This is desperation of the highest order. Just like Arsenal, 2 lucky games in a row. Josh is Arteta's love child. I think that's desperate. That is desperate to try and, get at me. A desperate attempt. It's poor from Tubbs.
I do like the fact Arteta's love chat. No, you haven't seen him play Footy Manager. He's not. He's better than Arteta.
Much better.
He took Monza to the top of not to the top.
From Serie B to Europa League football. That takes a genius. Arteta would take them down to Serie D if it was him.
Yeah, and I'm the big Sam of Footy Manager. I'm at a new club every year. I'll just come in, I do a decent job, but then I just leave and jump ship to a different team. So there you go.
Has put he put hi Kieran. There we go.
Hi mate.
Hope you're good, Ian, as always. And then Ian has said it's 4-0 to Spurs, apparently. Let's have a quick scout and see the score lines in the other games going on tonight, because it is indeed now 4-0 to Spurs. In terms of who scored, Gareth Bale's got a hat-trick in that game. Son just scored a moment ago. Aurier with 2 assists, which is very nice indeed for Aurier, doing very well.
Oh, I bet I captained Kane. Did I? Who'd I captain? Oh, Captain Bruno. Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Well, you'd have to wait for that game for a few days with how it's been.
Well, I had James Ward-Prowse on my bench, 10 points. I had Cancelo on my bench, 6 points. I had bloody Luke Shaw, 0 points. Bruno, 0 points. Oh, I tell you what, they don't think about fantasy when they do this. They're terrible.
No, shocking. I bet, Ole was sat in his Larry hotel today thinking those FPL points I'm missing out on with my team. Shocking. But then looking, Tubbs has said, are you Arteta in? I'm sorry, but the amount of times I've done an Arsenal stream, I'm not Arteta in. And Kyle will know that for sure, because when we did the Benfica game, me and Kyle were going at it at each other with that match, saying about Arteta. So I'm definitely not Arteta in. I'm Arteta out all the way. And then Ian asked, are you doing a watch-along, Kyle? Are you doing a watch-along, Kyle? You'll have to tell us.
Kyle?
You'll have to tell us if you're doing a watch-along.
Well,
who knows? Are we employing you?
To be fair, the deadline day last year, we did bring on Bernaldo.
We did. And for the last game of the season.
Yep, we could bring in Chris, we could bring in Kyle, we could bring in Ian, we could bring in Peter. Tubbs ain't allowed. Anybody else, though, you're allowed on. Anybody else can come on.
Now you're in Tubbs' bad books. That's for sure.
I deserve it after the rubbish he's given me.
Oh, honestly, unbelievable. But that's how it stands in Liga, and as it stands right now. Lille in first on 76 points. PSG in second on 75 points. Monaco, because they are winning in this game, 74 points. Ooh. Lyon in 67 points in fourth. So we'll come back to that in a little moment's time. But don't forget, if you are new to the stream as always, don't forget to leave a like, subscription on the channel. We are pushing towards 2,200 subscribers, and we have got more content to come over the next few days, including on Tuesday, Manchester City taking on Paris Saint-Germain. That is going to be with KD as he does the second leg of the UCL. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, the darts is back with me. That's from 7:05. We've only got 3 nights of action, so it is a pretty short one this week. But also going alongside it, Roman will be covering Chelsea, Real Madrid. With the second leg of that game, that's 1-1. That's from 5 to 8 on Wednesday night. Thursday night, while the darts is on, you can join both the Kierans. That's for the semi-final second leg. At least your game has still got something to play for, unlike KD's. We already know Man United are through. I've got shitty arse because it is Championship final day, 12:20. I am going to be live covering both Derby Wednesday, Cardiff, Rotherham. I'm probably going to shit myself on stream. So if you want to shit myself, that is on Saturday afternoon. Saturday evening, Bayern take on Gladbach with KL. That's from 5:25. We've still got a few more watch-alongs to confirm for that weekend because it's going to be a very busy one indeed. It's going to be very busy over the next few weeks, if we're being honest with you, because there are so many games still to come. We've got the EFL playoffs, we've got the Premier League, and all of the other European League final days, which we'll be covering in the next few weeks. But nervous for that game against Tubbs Bayern?
Nah, absolutely not worried at all. I think they're on some bad form. Of course, Lewandowski comes back though. Of course. I'll be honest, mate. I think we'll take it valiantly, but we'll try our best, and that's what matters.
I'm just seeing everything going on in the chat. Jacob's in the building. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're good as always, Jacob. Tubb says he's going to do a whole watch along, Kale, which means he'll be watching you in the Championship next season.
Do you know what? If you want to do one this weekend, and I can watch your excitement when we lift that trophy with black and amber ribbons on it, I'm going to be watching. Come on, league champions, lads. Come on.
Very exciting indeed. Peter says he wants to see no nonsense Chris on, which Chris replied, wouldn't say I'm no nonsense, Peter. I'm just me. Josh, Tubb says he wants to see a Carlisle watch along.
Josh, we need to get striped shirts so we can ref the fight in the bloody middle of this chat at the moment.
We need them. Get them striped shirts out quick. We need them. It's absolute fight in the chat right now. And then Tubbs put, hey, Kale, imagine you and me doing that Bayern versus Gladbach watch-along. There'd be a war. I'd have to be the referee in that one. I'd have to come in and intervene.
I tell you what, I don't, if we do, as long as it doesn't get embarrassing, you'll just see me, if we do get embarrassed, just slowly slump in the chair and slowly disappear mid-game. But if it's 4-0 at half-time and the stream crashes, not my problem. It's not me.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going on in the chat tonight. There's war. I feel like it's a free-for-all in here. I'll come to the comment what I'm talking about in a second, but Kyle said, Jesus, didn't know I was part of the watch-along team. I packed my bags and head straight over to you. In all seriousness, I'll leave it in the hands of the professionals. Ian. One day, Kyle, we'll get you on. One day, we'll have you on. We want to get everybody on at some point. I mean, the best thing would have been if we could have got everybody for the Premier League and we had everybody watching a match.
If you think maybe Bundesliga final day, because like Thingy Sports Bayern and stuff, I don't know. We'll have to find it because I remember back end of last year was what started the goal shows. Actually, was that final day of the Premier League was what started this whole thing, and it would be nice to come full circle with the people who've been here a long time.
It would be indeed. It would be, but there's a war going on because Jacob said Hull winning League One isn't much of an achievement.
I tell you what, you tell that to Sunderland, you tell that to Portsmouth, you tell that to Ipswich, you tell that to Charlton, you tell that to Wigan, you tell that to Leeds when they were down there, you tell that to Sheffield United. Get it up, you man. We did it in 1 year and we're top and we're going to lift the trophy. You tell me it's not an achievement. Get out of here.
Jacob, you've got to tell us as well who you support, because that's an important factor. I want to know who you support in this situation. And then looking and seeing in the chat, of course, Carl, as always, thank you very much, Carl. He has put the link to our social media, which I will put on the screen for you guys now. As we said before, if you are new, don't forget to leave a like and a subscription. We're not all about sitting here and doing serious watch-alongs. We do take the piss sometimes. As you can see, these are our social media links. Our Twitter is @the_top corner. Do go and check that one out. That is the most likely place to see when we do go live on the likes of our YouTube. We have our Instagram, which we don't use as much, but we do still post on there every once in a while when we go live. And then, of course, our website, which is going to be busy over the next few weeks. We're going to have some NFL content, some wrestling stuff on there, a little bit of football as well. That is thesports-corner.com. The link is in the chat, as always, which Kyle has very, very kindly put in there. And it's good to see that Google's finally allowed you to put them in without banning you. I don't know why it was doing that, but I'm glad it sorted itself out. As Jacob says, they're rubbish teams, he said. I support Man U. There you go.
Oh, that tells me all I need to know. Absolute glory hunters. Can't deal with it. They don't know the trials and tribulations of hard graft, do they, Josh? Being a Rotherham fan, being a Hull fan. Look, Kyle's on my side. I'm on one today, boys. I'm on one. And Tubbs, I'm not even acknowledging that shite he's put there. What is that? Absolutely
unbelievable. I mean, Ian Pseudo has put Rotherham United, so I can't sit there and gleam and gloat about success, because we're fighting for survival. But you'll see next week either happy me or depressed me, depending on what happens on the weekend, which is going to be very exciting. I'm kind of excited for it because we get to see what goes on the last day. But we're about to get underway in this game between Barcelona and Valencia. For those of you that maybe have just joined and are wondering how does it stand right now, as it stands in La Liga, we have got this season only 4 more games left to go. Barcelona need a victory tonight because they are currently sat in 3rd place on 72 points. That's 4 points behind Atletico Madrid, with no games in hand, which Barca did have over Atletico at 1 point. If they do lose tonight, they play Atletico Madrid next week. If they were to win that, they'd go 1 point behind them. But if they were to win this game, they have a massive opportunity of overtaking Atletico with the final 2 match days of the season. If they don't, I think tonight for me, they're out of the race because Atletico Madrid got 2 very easy games still to come. So no pressure for Barcelona in this next 45 minutes because it kind of is like a cup final.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it's what we said at the start of the show. Every game means absolutely everything. And your game has kicked off and I'm sat with the Go Compare man.
Well, hopefully the Go Compare man goes soon. I mean, Jacob's wouldn't dare support Hull or Rotherham. Well, look, I'd like to know, first of all, where you're from, Jacob, in this situation. Not every team can have success. This is what I want to say. Not every team in football can have success. And I would be very interested to know, before I say anything, where and why do you support United? Is it a family thing? Is it a tradition? Which in that part, I'll put my hands up and say fair play. Good that you continue on the family tradition. Or is it a case that you are specifically supporting Man United? He's from Manchester. Now, that is fair. That is very fair. I will accept that. Because what I was going to say for you, not that you can't not be from Manchester and not support a club, because you can be anywhere and support a club. Kieran is right now in Leeds. He supports a team in Germany. Everybody can support a club anywhere in the world if they want to. But not every team can have success. And each week for the last year, we have had to sit there and fight for survival. But I'll tell you one thing. I fucking love it. I enjoy sitting there losing every week. I don't really, but I like the drama and the nerves of survival. The thing is,
when you support these smaller teams, you don't win every week, which means the success feel even twice as good. We don't care that we're rubbish week in, week out, because winning the league for me meant everything. Ask Josh, I probably screamed his fucking house down the other day. Yeah. It meant everything to me to win that division. And if it doesn't happen all the time, well, it does actually for Josh. 1 every 2 years is successful. But besides that, yeah, I just think support who you want to support. Be from wherever you want to be and support who you are. I'm not one of them support your local. I'm from Manchester and I support Hull. I just fell in love with the team. And trust me, it wasn't glory because I had the choice between City and United. I could have had the glory. I left it all behind for torture and heart distress. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I mean, it's Tubbs is saying Kale will kill me this time. He says Grimsby and Scunthorpe over Hill. He's doubled down and he's changed the teams up.
Grimsby. Right. Admittedly, I do feel a bit bad for Grimsby because they've gone down, haven't they? And I feel a bit bad for them. So I'm not going to go in on you at this time, Tubbs, because they've gone down and it might be a bit sore. Your small team is Crawley Town. Well, your small team's crap, mate. There you go.
It's war tonight. I don't know what's going on. It's warm in the chat and I like it. It's exciting. It's a free-for-all. It's great. Peter's asked Chris, has he got a missus as well? He says, no, Peter.
I will say, Tubbs, I did once watch Crawley Town live. I watched them go play, I think it was Bury, before they unfortunately disbanded. And I think Bury equalised in like the latter minutes, and it was Limbs, but sadly that team is now disbanded. But I have watched Crawley Town live. That's my claim to fame. There you go.
There you go. A bit of a connection between Crawley Town and Kieran. Just a slight connection. Very minimal, but he has seen him live, which is a shame for you.
Wow. Wow. Jeez.
No, jokes aside, 2 minutes into this game, as you would expect, Barcelona domination. Again, look, it's not been a fascinating game to watch, but I would expect no changes to be made from either team. I think maybe 10 or 15 minutes in, if Barcelona are still sat here at 0-0, they will probably go out there and try and change things up, maybe bring on a few more attacking players in this game and try and get something in this match because, look, the pressure is on them tonight. Very big pressure as well, knowing that Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid have already won. Sevilla to play tomorrow night, I think, in their game, which I believe is against Bilbao. That's at 8 o'clock tomorrow. So big game for them as well.
Yeah, massive game for them. And if they see Barcelona lose or draw or lose tonight, and they can pretty much leapfrog them and get themselves, they're on the periphery. Don't get me wrong, but they'll still believe if they can win tomorrow night. Yeah,
exactly. I was saying that Valencia's coming forward here. Guedes, brilliant chance. Guedes is in. Guedes, just tries too far. He's too far at his near post. Way too far. He runs into such an awkward angle where I think had he have taken on the shot first time inside the box, he would have probably had a much better effort on goal. But so much space in the Barcelona back line for Valencia to press at. And as I said, Guedes is such a quick player. And it's actually a good tackle in the end from Piqué, which I think is what puts Guedes off from taking the shot first time. But by that point, he's too far from his near post, which is where he wanted to guide it towards. And straight head to Stegen, simple save. And he knows he just falls to the floor instantly. But he has got a corner from it, which is going to be taken. And he'll be hoping here that this set piece can be pointed to the back of the net. It's towards the near post. Ter Stegen's down. And is it a goal? I think it's a goal. They've given it. Wow. I mean, this is unbelievable. Ter Stegen is sat on the floor. Not shitting you. I think here they are absolutely screaming out for that to be given as a foul, but I don't think it is. I think both Barcelona players, I think it was Piqué, funnily enough, who connected with Ter Stegen. He sits on the floor, and it's Gabriel Paulista, the Brazilian, who puts the ball into the back of the net. And just like that, in Barcelona's title race, they find themselves 1-0 down and potentially out. I mean, this is going to be checked by VAR, as you would expect, but I'm just looking now. And I mean, the way Ter Stegen goes down is very weak. I'm just looking at it now. There is a Valencia player next to him. And he's got his hands up. And for me, I'm looking at it, it's Thierry Correa. For me, it is way too weak. He's not pushing him. There is a little bit of barging between them, but he's got his hands up, so he isn't pushing him. And I think for me, it's a case of Ter Stegen going down too weak. I think that's going to be given as a goal. But it is going to be checked by VAR. And if this isn't given as goal, I think Valencia have been frauded out of it, if I'm being honest with you.
Is it a bit like last week when we saw Mainan come out to claim a cross, and he went down very easily, and we realised it wasn't a Lyon player that caused it. It was just poor goalkeeping, really, and weak goalkeeping, if anything.
Yeah, and the referee has pointed to the spot. It's a goal. It stands, and it absolutely deserves to be. It's poor keeping from Ter Stegen. I don't know what he's doing in this situation. I mean, I'm just seeing it now. It's Pedri, Thierry Correa, and Ter Stegen together. They're all bundled. And, I mean, there's not much space Ter Stegen can move in, to be honest. He's literally trapped between Correa and Thierry. So, Gabriel Paulista would have probably got a goal anyway, regardless of Ter Stegen being down on the floor or not. But he's given the easiest header of his life because by the by the point the ball goes to him, ter Stegen is sat on the floor. So 1-0 to Valencia. And what a goal that could be in the La Liga title race. Because as it stands, Barcelona now 5 points behind Atletico Madrid. 3 points behind Real Madrid as well. Sevilla, if it was to stay like this, could have a chance to leapfrog Barcelona and put them into 4th place, which would be massive.
Yeah, massive for that whole complexion of the top of La Liga. And obviously, how many games to go? Is it 3 in La Liga or is it
4?
4.
And they're coming forward again. Could be a chance for 2-0. Ball's played towards Serie. Correa. Oh, it was another good opportunity. And it should be 2-0. It should be 2-0. And the young Portuguese fullback makes a marauding run forward. It's would have been an assist from Gonçalo Guedes, who's had a fantastic game. And he's gambling on the ball. He's stretching the youngster to get a touch in the end. And maybe not as easy as I think many people would think. But all he's got to do is keep that ball down low. And I think it would have been 2-0. But still 1-0. And I think they could have had a little bit of breathing space there.
And that is massive for the title race. And you'd think maybe the gap that they've got to make up, do you think that knocks Barca out of it?
I think if it stays like this by the end of the match, for me, yes. Because then if they do win again against Atletico Madrid, they are then 2 points behind. Which, look, at the end of the day, with what Atletico Madrid have left in their final 3 games, I think they will go out there and win the title, if I'm being honest with you. I cannot see them dropping points against the likes of, I think it was Osasuna they'd got, and Valladolid. I think the only game which will test them is Real Sociedad. But I think if it stays like this, the only team that can go up against them is Real Madrid. But I also feel Real Madrid have got too many tough games themselves. I think they've got the hardest run of them all. But look, there's a long way to go in this game. We only had, 7 minutes into it and a goal. And considering we had a boring first half, might have just made it very lively. But Jordan's in the building. How you doing, Jordan? Oh, you're good as always. But hey, guys, I'm from Wales. Bale scored a hat-trick. He did indeed. It's 4-0, I think, as it stands. Tough saying that was a goal. Ter Stegen basically pinned himself to Paulista. Yeah, it was one of those where it was Correa who pretty much bundled him over. And then Jordan, who has made a very fair point, actually, says, congrats to Inter winning the title today. He thinks that Ronaldo will leave Juve in the summer. But there's a mistake at the back here for the Valencia goalkeeper this time. But the referee's given the benefit of the doubt and given a free kick in the end. So no goalkeeping howler for the opposition.
No, just Ter Stegen, which is a bad moment for such an experienced goalkeeper as well to make a mistake. And he's been one of the,
he's been pivotal this season.
Yeah, he's been one of the staples of the starting. He's always probably the first name on the team sheet because they don't have really an elite backup. But
yeah,
as you say, Neto's a good goalkeeper, don't get me wrong, but Ter Stegen's been at the top of his game for a long time now. And he's kind of one of the people you'd think you could rely on. And maybe you'd expect mistakes from the younger guys like Mingueza, who's played in the last couple of weeks. But no, it's Ter Stegen on the big occasion.
Yeah, and I think he's one of those players where when we looked at the 8-2 defeat, that was obviously the lowest point for Barca. If you were to look at players who were expected to be kept on, Ter Stegen was the first name probably, apart from Messi, vice versa, to be on the list of players to keep. I would have said he'd been in probably second or third place to stay at the club, and he's been so detrimental that this season that if that is the mistake that cost Barcelona the title, they're going to be gutted. They're going to be absolutely gutted.
They will be. Nothing to report in this first half. Josh, we're 7 minutes in. Second half, sorry. And there's not much to report at all. I would like to get involved in the conversation, but both teams still just feeling each other out in this opening 7 minutes.
Oh, has he given a penalty? Has he given a penalty to Barcelona? I think he's given a penalty.
No.
Tony Lato's gone into the book. I don't know what's going on here because Frankie de Jong is protesting. I want to see because I wasn't properly looking for a second. Has he given a penalty for a handball? He's given a penalty for a handball. Yeah, and it's. I think he's right. Yeah, I think he's right. I think that is a good decision for the referee. Tony Lato with a handball goes into the book, gets a yellow card. That is a penalty for Barcelona, and just like that, a mistake from Barcelona turns into a mistake from Valencia. This time it's the defender. Referee points to the spot, which is why I was confused at first because it was Frankie de Jong who was kind of looking like he was protesting to the ref. So he's given a penalty. It's going to be Lionel Messi who steps up for this in a moment. Jordan's saying Ronaldo's wanted by PSG and Man United. I mean, Freddie Ladapo's wanted by Barcelona. So it's a crazy world out there, if we're being honest.
Well, I saw a comment from Tubbs, which we'll get to after the penalty, which couldn't be more true. It's the truest thing the man said all week, to be honest with you. Mr. Clean Sheets, Matt Ingram over Ter Stegen. Love that. Get in.
Well, I'll tell you something here. Can Jasper Cillessen get a clean sheet? He's going to have to be a hero up against Lionel Messi, who has missed a penalty this season. In his last 3 penalties, he's scored 2, missed 1. So Lionel Messi stepping up to the spot could arguably be one of the biggest moments of Barca's season. He runs up. That is the worst penalty I have ever seen. But he's still on the line. And it's a goal. And Messi makes up for it. And, I can't believe that they've conceded. How have Valencia conceded there? I have absolutely no idea. I mean, first of all, we've got to talk about the penalty because Messi puts the ball in the back of the net. It is an awful penalty. It's a P-roller. He tries to just P-roll it into the bottom left-hand corner. Cillessen guesses. And then he's whipped in by Pedri, who takes on the shot. He's blocked on the line by Paulista. It ricochets back out to Lionel Messi, who volleys it home about 2 yards out. And Cillessen, obviously, and nobody on the line can keep it out. And somehow, the man who missed the penalty puts the ball into the back of the net. It's 1-1 in this game. And I tell you something, Barcelona, they needed luck in this game. They just bloody got that luck because that puts them back onto 72 points. And Messi is a very lucky man. And also,
Cillessen, you said he could be the hero against his former team. And it looked like he was for a couple of minutes there, but the rebound goes in.
I mean, it was an awful penalty. It was a really, really bad penalty. And I think if Tubbs, I know you're watching, I think you'll agree with it that it's a penalty. But Carl's put, has he given a penalty? Has he given a penalty? Josh, if you don't know penalties being given when you watch the game, how am I supposed to know it's a pen when I'm not even watching? Well, you should be watching. It's a watch-along. That's the whole point of it. I mean, Tubbs is watching it. Honestly, unbelievable. You're on fine tenterhooks, Kyle. No. That's the thing. It's just... That's why it was so confusing, because Frenkie de Jong was really talking to the ref as if he was protesting a decision, but he gave the penalty, and Barcelona needed a hell of a lot of luck there. Just like that, as we said, they go back to 72 points now, and they'll be hoping now they can go on and get the win in this game. But look, I think there's a long way to go in this match. It's been fairly quiet in yours.
It's been very quiet. Depay on the edge of the box, or deflected shot, and it's in. And the moment you say it's been quiet, it's 1-1. Depay on the edge of the box with a little bit of trickery, takes it onto his left, strikes it towards goal. It takes a deflection. It ends up in the bottom corner. Thanks, Josh.
Well, there we go. You could say maybe it's commentator's curse. You could say maybe it's a perfect moment there to bring that up because Monaco back in. Well, I'm saying Monaco back in it. It's Lyon who are back in it. And once again, the table reverts back to 72 points for Monaco, 68 for Lyon, with Lille on 76 and PSG for 75. Monaco have got to go for it now, haven't they, with half an hour left?
Yeah, it's so unfortunate for Maripan. It's Depay who picks it up midway through the half, and he drives towards goal. He takes it onto his left at the edge of the box, takes it past 2 players. It's a lovely bit of work from Depay, but then he strikes towards goal, takes an immediate deflection from Maripan and sends it flying into the bottom corner. And this is going to test the resolve of Monaco. Will they crumble on the big occasion or will they fight back? We'll have to see as Depay is offside.
I mean, you can look at it and 72 points, there's still only 4 points off the title, but you are then relying on Lille and PSG at some point dropping a result in the next 4 games to get themselves back into it without them dropping points either. But I think they need the win. They really do need the win because that's when they are just very, very tight with the rest of the pack. You don't want to, at this stage, drop points. I mean, I don't know. Jordan's put, here we go, confirmed done deal, Rotherham relegated to League One. Here we go, done deal, Jordan banned from Channel for life. That's the next deal I've been hearing coming through the social media realms.
Love that.
No, jokes aside, he did put penalty. Roma, of course, playing tonight. Not just Messi missing pens, Dzeko missed a pen as well. So not a good night for penalty takers.
No, not at all. We'll see what Monaco can do here because they must look to the bench soon. Because I think as you said earlier, they need to win. I know you're relying on the other two teams to drop points, but if they do drop points and you're not even within touching distance anymore, then it doesn't matter. So I think they've got to win tonight. There's a touch of fortune about the Lyon goal. And as I just say that, 3 changes getting ready for Monaco. Niko Kovac is listening to KL. Here we go. Romano said it. I'm giving all the advice. Badiashile looks like one of the players to come on, and I'll get the rest to you when I know him, Josh.
Well, we're having a change here, and it is the delightful youngster, English, American, whatever he is. I think Yunus Musa is one of the players getting ready. But another player getting ready, Mukhtar Diakarbis. They're bringing on a defender. Surprise, surprise. Didn't expect that one, did you, with the 7 defenders on the bench? No, he's coming on in a few moments' time, so we'll see a change. I assume it'll be Tony Lato because of the yellow card he got a few moments ago, but we'll have to see in a second. I did see Yunus Musa warming up because it's 2-0 to Barcelona, just like that. And it is Antoine Griezmann, baby, who gets himself on the score sheet, and the Frenchman who has been really, really good, you have to say, in the last few weeks for Barcelona, has got the all-important goal that takes them into the lead. And it was a brilliant cross into the box from, I think it was Pedri. I want to see the goal back for a second there, but really, really well worked. And the Frenchman has got himself a goal in this game, and it means Barcelona will now move up into 2nd place, Real Madrid into 3rd. But just seeing it now, it was Jordi Alba who flicked a ball into the box. Frenkie de Jong headed it down. Good save in the end by Jasper Cillessen, but it parries into the path of Griezmann, who has a very, very simple tap-in from about 2 yards out. And Barcelona take the lead in this game. Real Madrid drop down to 3rd. And this is how it stands in La Liga right now, for those of you that are wondering. Bang. It's even closer. 2 points separate the top 3. Barcelona moving to 2nd on 74. Real Madrid drop into 3rd because of Barcelona's better goal difference in the game. Atletico Madrid sat in 1st on 76. It's getting tighter, isn't it, in this La Liga title race with the way it's panning out?
It is, and just as you say that, it might be coming a little bit further away in this one, but I will tell you the subs that were made, Josh. Axel Disasi is off for Benoit Badiashile. Cesc Fabregas is off for Elliot Matazo. And I will tell you that there was a sub at half-time, which BT decided not to mention. Tino Kadewere came on for Leo Dubois at half-time. So there was a change for Lyon, and maybe that change was what inspired the goal back that we saw not too long ago. But 30 minutes to go with both title races in the balance still.
And that's what we want. That's what we want. We want these title races to continue on, and hopefully we get that drama until the very end of the season. But look, there's a long way to go in this game. Tony Lato has just come off for the other card, but chance for you?
It was, and Djibril Sidibe jumped in on Depay at the edge of the box, and I thought he was going to clear the ball away. It's somehow gone between his leg. He really rushed the tackle, and it ended up going back to Depay, took it past Maripan, who dove in, and he struck it with the right towards the left-hand side bottom corner, and he just dragged his shot too far wide, but it caught my attention, that one.
I've been told in the chat to not do that celebration ever again. Krista says, please don't do that Griezmann nonsense celebration. Carl's saying, please don't do it. It creeped me the fuck out. Have you got a problem with it? I'll sit there and keep doing it if you want. I'll keep going. I'll do it till the end of the game. Unbelievable. Creeps me out. It's Griezmann's celebration. If you've got a problem with it, tell Griezmann. Honestly, unbelievable. What's your favourite celebration, Chris? You've got to tell me.
Josh, I want you to get up and start taking the L soon, just to take the mick massively.
If he scores again, I'll have to take the L celebration. Jordi Alba's gone down with an injury, I think. So we'll have to see if he comes off. But I can't believe that. Creeps me out. Shocking.
You're fine, Josh. You're absolutely fine.
Unbelievable.
I think Ruben Aguilar's picked up a yellow card in this one. But you missed the part where Tubbs said that Ingram is now better than Cillessen.
At least Ingram keeps clean sheets. Cillessen can't.
Which makes Ingram the best goalkeeper on show.
Chance for Griezmann.
Oh, we were ready.
He tried to assist instead. Still got a chance though. Frenkie de Jong flicks it towards Griezmann. Comes out to Jordi Alba, who is up, by the way, not injured, which is good to see. He's got Griezmann at the edge of the box, plays it towards Messi. who he's literally got nobody to play it to. Somehow he's found Pedri. Alba then takes a shot on, rebounds back to Messi again. Now it's with Alba, who's inside the box in the middle of it. He's played it out. Barcelona's still going to look to press here, and I think if they get another goal in this game, it will kill this game off.
Cornet, 1-on-1! Good save by Lecomte. Good save. He's out at the feet of Cornet quickly, and he gets his hands to it. But I tell you what, this game is now heating up, and Kadewere puts his cross in. I thought he'd gone out of play, but it'll be a corner to Lyon. And Lyon really piling on the pressure now.
Tubbs has put Josh the Griezmann bobblehead. Yeah, he bobbles his head, doesn't he, when he do it? It's great. And then Chris says, he doesn't have a favourite celebration. You score a goal, well done. Do you want a cookie? You should only celebrate if it's a late winner, which wins your title or promotion, then I understand. But Chris, I am going to say this, right? If you are in front of fans, regardless of whether there's 10 or 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, there is no better feeling than putting the ball into the back of the net, hearing people scream and shout for you, and celebrating. And I don't even play football, so I don't know that experience, but it's what every fan wants to do. So you cannot say that you wouldn't celebrate a goal if you were given a chance. That's all I'm going to say.
I used to be a striker, and I didn't really celebrate like massively. I used to give the old fist bump and stuff, and like a big, maybe a few jumps like that.
I used to do the bobblehead. That's my celebration. Exactly. I did it before Griezmann did.
I mean, to be honestly, when I used to play football, I do remember once, Chris, you'll probably appreciate this because I celebrated too early, scored against our rivals, chipped the keeper within the first 5 minutes, did a back somersault, then we went to lose 2-1, so I looked like a right tit. so that's why you don't celebrate, boys. But understandably, like late winners and stuff, or any goal, even when you're at like the smallest level, because you're never going to get to the big time, putting the ball in the back of net is the greatest feeling because we're all competitive. We all want to win. As Kevin Volland puts through, and he's 1-on-1. It's a good save by
Magisterial from Messi. It's 3-1. What a brilliant free kick from the man who has been Barcelona's leader for so long in his career. And I think that goal might have just sealed the victory. It's his 28th for the season. And what a free kick it was. It actually ricocheted off the right-hand side of the post and trickled into the back of the net. What a finish from Messi. It's 3-1 in this game. And Messi magic might have just got Barcelona the 3 points. Brilliant, brilliant free kick. No goalkeeper is stopping that hitting the post and going in. And Barcelona, I think, have got the 3 points in the bag. Messi magic again.
I mean, I disagree. Matt Ingram might have given it a shot. From what I'm hearing tonight, Matt Ingram might have saved it.
Oh, honestly, it's a brilliant, brilliant free kick. I mean, time and time again, I think anytime you see Messi stand up for a free kick, you always feel like it's going in. But that's one of those situations where he could have not put that any better towards the post for it to trickle into the back of the net. And Messi in the 69th minute makes it 3-1. 20 minutes left of this game. Valencia, I think, are well and truly out of it. Unless they can get 2 goals back, which, I mean, they've got about 10 defenders on the pitch. So it's going to be quite hard for that, I think.
Yeah, I think they had that moment at 1-0 where they had that belief. But no, I think, unfortunately, the tide turned with that rebound off the penalty, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those where ultimately in the end it's kind of killed it off for Valencia. I thought maybe they would have made a few more attacking changes and just gone sod it. Let's go for it now. Now we're losing. We might as well try our hardest to get back into it. But you can see this game maybe ending with 1 or 2 more goals before the end, although Valencia got a free kick here, which will take in a moment. But Jordan is putting himself back into the good books slightly. He's put, fun fact, Rotherham keeper has more clean sheets than Kepa.
Look at that.
Which he's slowly getting himself back into the good books. And then Chris has put, like I said, only if it wins us title or promotion or against your rivals, then I understand. But if it's against a small team, that doesn't mean promotion.
Yusuf Fafana has been subbed off. He looks pissed, by the way. On comes Fodi Ballo-Touré. Sorry about that. But no, Josh, I'm going to go back to the celebrations momentarily. My favourite thing was celebrating with my teammates. If I scored and they were happy, do you know? And we all like celebrated. We didn't do any of the group celebrations. I'll admit.
Yeah.
That's a bit. That was even a bit too far for kids football. But like when you used to score and you all used to, you know, when that was allowed, celebrate with each other, that sort of thing. But yeah, that for me was the best part. celebrating with my teammates after I've bagged. And admittedly, I did once do the Cantona. I chipped the keeper from edge at box, and yes, I felt massive. I did the Cantona. Still didn't get man of the match for you.
But do you know what the thing is as well is you never know when you're going to score another goal, which is why for me it's like I always look at it and think if you're a football player, celebrate in the moment because you don't know when your next goal will be, regardless if you play as a striker or midfielder. You don't know when that next goal will come. But Tubbs has put in the chat Hull City over Rotherham.
He's not wrong.
I do have the power to put user in timeout or block.
I tell you what,
I have the power in my hands.
Tubbs has absolutely gone full circle tonight. Cacaret's off. Double yellow. Cacare has been sent off. He went in for a challenge. He was late to the ball. It's a second yellow, and Maxence Cacare is off. Back. Is this now advantage to Monaco with 20 minutes to go? Cacare, I don't think he can have any complaints. He's made a late tackle when he's still on a yellow, and it's 10 men. And I tell you what, the still image of Raul Garcia when they cut to him then was absolute picture perfect. It's a definite yellow. He's late to it. He stamps on the ankle. Definite yellow. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. And Cacare is off with 20 minutes to go. And if you cut to Raul Garcia, it was just on the sideline. It was.
I bet Rudy's thinking now, what do I do with the tactics? What do I do to change it up in the end?
No. I said Raul Garcia. I meant Rudy. It's fine.
Raul Garcia's having a quick trip from Bilbao.
Yeah, the striker at Bilbao. I mean, he's probably the same age as Rudy Garcia, to be honest. So
but now, that opens the door for Monaco now. You would expect them in this next, 20 minutes to go out there and get the win. You would expect that. You've
got to push as many men forward as possible. Will it leave you open at the back and leave you open to the likes of Kadewere, Depay and Akambi? Yes. But at this point, it doesn't matter with such little time to go in the game. 20 minutes, I'm hoping it will be waves from Monaco, but Cacare can't complain about that red card.
And it's reckless from a youngster as well, which I know he's played a lot of games this season, but could you say maybe the lesser of experience, you could say maybe? That's the problem.
Ever so slightly naive, yes.
Yeah.
But it's a double yellow. It's one of them tackles where he definitely believes he can win the ball. It's just the Monaco player was there a little bit quicker, and it's unfortunate, but it's definitely a yellow card. And because he's already on a yellow, maybe he shouldn't risk it and go for that tackle. But do I blame him? Not massively, as everyone in the chat is on the Hull City side tonight. You love to see it. Rotherham getting buried by the chat, Josh. Come on.
Fuck all of you. That's all I'm going to say. He wants a debate. So you know what the thing is? You're not getting a debate. Have that. No debate for you. Because you want it. You're desperate, Tubbs, to get a debate going. You're desperate to rifle us up. So you know what we do? We stand back and we say, no, Tubbs, we're not doing it. We're going to continue on with our games.
No, we don't talk about the last time the two teams met and we won 3.
Well, there we go. That is Kieran off the stream today. Do you know what? I can stand back and say that was a good game to watch. We had a little bit of everything in that match, didn't we?
Yeah,
when we went to watch it.
We did. That was an absolute. We wanted there's sometimes where we were considering covering it for the channel.
Yeah. And what I'm going to say is, Tubbs is sat there saying it as if Rotherham are already down. We're still technically in the Championship right now, Tubbs. Unlike your Crawley Town, which are down in the lower leagues. Where are they? I've got to get the binoculars out to find where they are, Crawley Town, because they're down in the lower divisions where nobody cares about them and nobody thinks about Crawley. Wow. So take your irrelevant second team and shove it up your arse because it's all about the mighty Millers. The Millers are rocking in the Championship. Maybe not next week. But for now, we've got one more week of excitement. I've got to make the most of that because by Saturday, about 2 o'clock, I could be sat there in misery on stream. Well, we're rocking and rolling right now. I mean, Rowan's joining. He's joining in. What's Rowan got to say? Rowan's saying, I'm not even listening. He's put Josh, mate. I know where he's going here with it, which no one cares about the low division. So surely, what lower divisions are you talking about, Rowan? He's saying I'm hurt. So, okay, right. I want Tubbs to answer this question then, because Rowan wants us to bring in Oldham. I assume that's what Rowan wants here. Tubbs, what's your thoughts on Oldham? We'll put we'll put it out there for you, Tubbs. You've got the powers in your hands to question about Oldham.
I was going to say, if you want a debate between Hull and Rotherham, that's realistic. You bring Oldham in, it's like David v Goliath. Come on.
It's turned into an all-out war. I don't know what's going on here. Unbelievable.
Tubbs wakes up and chooses violence. It's brilliant. To be fair, I absolutely love it.
Next season, Rotherham fall to League 2 and Crawley goes up to League 1. 2 seconds, Tubbs. Let me just go do my research on Crawley Town. I mean, obviously, you've got to find where they are first. Bloody hell. So they are currently sat 12th in League 2. First of all, Chris Welch, I want you to come back into this chat and I want you to tell me why Carlisle are miles better than Crawley, because you are above them in the league and you are going to finish above Crawley. So I want you to tell me, first of all, Carlisle over Crawley by 100 miles. And next season, Oldham are going to finish above Crawley. Oldham will finish above Crawley. I'm saying that now. Your little Crawley town, who, I mean, let's have a look at some of the games they've played. I mean, they couldn't even beat Stevenage. They drew 3-3 with Stevenage. That's depressing. I mean, they couldn't beat Forest Green. This is
Forest
a club...
Green, to be fair, Forest Green are reasonably all right, actually.
Yeah, but this is a club that would, make like seats out of grass if they could, to be eco-friendly.
That is true. That is very true. That is very true.
And there Chris is in his own Carlisle over Crawley, obviously. Yeah, let's get League 2 chat going. But, I mean, Oldham Athletic beat Crawley Town 4-1, by the way. Now, I mean, look, Oldham haven't had the best of seasons in the world, but I tell you one thing, that proves why Oldham are miles better than Crawley. Miles better. And now I'm doing my research to find out the last time we faced Crawley Town, because, I mean, I've got to do my research now. But it's still 3-1 in this game, by the way. For any of you guys that actually were here to watch it, it's 3-1 right now. Messi with the free kick. And there's been a few changes as well for both teams. I think Oliver has come on and Kevin Gamiro has come on for Valencia in these last few moments.
I will say that Hassem Aouar came on for Lucas Paqueta as well. I mean, the football has took secondary tonight, I'll be honest with you. The chat has been where the most of the action's taken place. But I will quickly interject. Lyon have a free kick on the edge of the box.
I mean, I don't... Now Chris is against me. What's going on? I backed you, Chris. I said Carlisle were good. I mean, Tubbs put Rome, we both crawling back up to League 1 while Rotherham goes down. I've looked head-to-head, right? Last game we played was 2-2 in 2014 when you were relevant. And then after that, 2-1. Oh, forget about the talk. Who scored?
Marcelo has scored from that free kick that I mentioned with the header. And look away, Chris. It's a group celebration. It's a golf swing from each of the lads. And Marcelo, 10 men Lyon, are knocking Monaco out the title race. Marcelo with the header from the free kick. It's a beautiful header. It's unsavable. It's right in the corner. Depay gets the assist. Unbelievable.
And just like that, Monaco have got to go and score 2 within the next 10 minutes. That's how you can see the league table looking right now. Jokes aside, Lille 76 points, PSG 75, Monaco on 71, Lyon now on 70. So technically it puts Lyon 6 points away from the title, although it'd be quite tough for them to get back into it. It's making it very tense now if you're a Monaco fan.
It looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race as it stands. As Cornet, Diamandi and Marcelo might have got themselves a hole-in-one with that goal, and it is literally down to 10 minutes now for Monaco. And the thing is, Chris, it's not about Lyon staying in fourth. This is about knocking Monaco out of the title race. This is it. Lyon are really playing party pooper now.
The thing is, right, and let's quickly jump back to Liga and talk. The thing is the way that the league is in Liga, the table is already set up. So no matter what happens, all 4 of the teams in the top 4 fight for the title are getting European football no matter what. it is more of a case of fighting for the title and staying in that race rather than, trying to finish in second or third. These teams will be looking at this stage of the season and thinking it's about winning the league. It's not, that European football we're going to get anywhere. We have to go out there and try and win it. And in the end, it's one of those where ultimately I think Monaco here have got to put every man forward and try and get something in this game. And
I tell you who is a massive miss tonight, Stevan Jovetic. To bring him on in a game like this would be so crucial. There's a nice overlap on the right-hand side, though. It's drilled towards the edge of the box where it's too sure many, strikes at goal, it's deflected. What a grandstand finish we might have here.
Very exciting end to the game, indeed. Very exciting game. I mean, Tubbs, going back to your point, Tubbs keeps bringing Lincoln City up, how we got knocked out. Now, if you did your knowledge and your research, Tubbs,
sorry, there was a block ball. Anthony Lopez has taken out his own player. There's going to be a stoppage in play. It was very nervy defending, but he did get it clear, but he has taken out his own player. There's going to be a stop. Diamandi has been walloped in the face by Lopez, but stoppage in play. I will settle. Carry on.
I was going to say, now, Tubbs, Rotherham were never expected to go far in the Cup. And just as much as you are saying that Rotherham got knocked out by Lincoln, and you're going to keep saying it's embarrassing, which, let's be honest, nobody remembers it. There's other embarrassing results elsewhere. You didn't make it out of the same stage either. You lost to Millwall, which is quite embarrassing for a team like Millwall. I mean, he's saying his Filipino referee is triggered because I fucking hate you, Tubbs. Fuck you. You shit. Oh, stop for a second. There's a goal. Sorry. Tubbs is getting me rattled. It's 3-2. Valencia are back in it. And just like that, there is a chance here that they can get an opportunity to get a point in this game. Carlos Soler, the player who's been so crucial this season for Valencia, has got a goal back with 10 minutes left of this game. And it all comes from a Barcelona throw-in. The ball is thrown straight into the path of Carlos Soler. He absolutely whacks one from 25 yards out. It's a very good goal that I've missed because my Filipino brethren is putting me off the topic of these two games. So let's get back to these matches because that's what we're here for. We're not here for Rotherham. We're not here for Hull. We're here for Valencia. And I mean, Rowan's put inform Tony Lato. He got subbed off because he gave away a penalty, Rowan. So I don't think we're going to get an inform for him. But 7 minutes left of this game. 3-2 in this match. 2-1 in your game. Lyon down to 10 men and leading. We've got some late drama.
Yep, and the kitchen sink is well and truly on. It's two subs. It's Pietro Pellegrini and Goebbels on for Chao Enrique and Ruben Aguilar. So both quote-unquote fullbacks off for strikers. And unfortunately, it won't be Jovetic, but can one of these young players in Goebbels, he's not called I need to find out how it's pronounced because every time I say it, it sounds like I'm saying like a pet name.
Goebbels, maybe?
Nah, we're keeping it as Goebbels.
Goebbels.
Goebbels and Pellegrini. And by the way, I will acknowledge Jordan in the chat. He has said congrats to Hull. He mentioned other teams, but the only relevant one was Hull.
Jordan, look at this. Rob from Chelsea, Oldham and Hull are better than Crawley. Ho-ho! Jordan's taking sides, but look, we'll get back to these games.
It's off the line. It's off the line. And Anthony Lopez, I've got to admit, he's at 6s and 7s every time the ball's in the air. The man comes out and punches it. He punches it to the edge of the box. It's headed towards goal, and there's a covering defender to clear it off the line for Lyon. But Lopez is nervy right now.
I'm gonna say it for the last few minutes of these games, we will focus on it. The last thing I'm saying is Tubbs has put, let's focus on these two games. Who cares about Rotherham? Well, the problem is, Tubbs, you are so focused on Rotherham, we're in your head. That's how massive we are. We're in your head. All you can bring up is Rotherham. No other clubs. We are massive, and Crawley Town are nothing. And that's no disrespect to other Crawley Town fans. Just you, Tubbs. Just you. But for the next 5 minutes, we're going to these games because these have been fantastic matches. Yeah. And Valencia are going for it now. They have pushed every player forward because they know here they've got a big chance to get a point that would, one, put them in a great position for survival. And Soler's driving forward here. And he's going to take it on his own, but his touch is too heavy. And Frenkie de Jong gets the ball back.
I tell you what, Pellegrini has took a legitimate right hook. Like, Lopez has come out. Lopez has come out. Pellegrini has jumped and nodded the header back to Ben Yedder. I thought it was Lopez's punch originally. But no, Lopez has right hooked Pellegrini. And
Jesus Christ.
VAR's looking at it because he comes out to punch the ball. He doesn't get the ball. He right hooks Pellegrini. And VAR's going to look at it. We'll have to see. I'm not really sure on the rules about right hooks. Don't see many in the game.
I don't really know what you can do for that.
He's going to the monitor.
I assume this is a red card then, potentially.
A penalty. Because obviously this happened in the box.
Potential for red card?
I feel a bit harsh. He's coming out to punch the ball.
I mean, it's Liga and refs, isn't
it? To be fair, he has sent one player off. He's looking at it, and he's nowhere near the ball. He's legitimately, this is a boxer-level punch from Anthony Lopez.
I tell you what, I know we had a big, massive fight in the UK yesterday. Whether Anthony Lopez was practicing for that or not, I don't know.
I tell you what, it's more Anthony Joshua than Anthony Lopez. Jesus Christ, it's a penalty to Monaco.
Wow.
What a moment for Monaco. I told you, Lopez had looked the most nervous of the lot. He kept coming out, trying to punch everything, and Ben Yedder has the ball on the spot. Referee is strolling to Lopez. He punches Pellegrini in the side of the head as he comes to clear it, and I'll tell you what, it's a good punch. But
did he try punching the ref as well?
We'll see. The ref's coming, strolling over to Lopez. It's probably going to be a yellow, I can imagine. Yeah. Yellow card for Anthony Lopez and a chance for Monaco to tie the game. 5 minutes to go plus additional time. And I think there will be some more additional time. Lopez was the 0. Can he make himself a hero? Or will it be Ben Yedder, the former Sevilla striker? Pellegrini on the bench.
Pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah, massive. And he could drag Monaco back kicking and screaming. He stands on the spot. He's running up to it now. He strikes and he dinks it down the middle.
The audacity.
I tell you what, a Panenka from Ben Yedder puts Monaco level in this game. And we have got the grandstand finish we asked for. What a game this is going to be.
That's how it stands right now. As it stands with the game at level, Monaco back to 72 points. Lyon on 68 points. A win for Monaco would put them to 74, 2 points behind the league leaders. There's a chance here for Barcelona to win it. Ball off to Ilaix Mariba, tries to cross it in, doesn't get anywhere in the end. If you're wondering how the race is looking like right now in the Liga, Barcelona are winning. It puts them into second place. Just 2 points separate first and third. Sevilla with a game in hand tomorrow against Bilbao. It could be 3 points separating the top 4 by the end of Monday night. It is a massive, massive end to tonight's action. We've had 2 bloody good games, it's turned out.
Yeah, we have. And Cornet's being chased down on this side. He's been forced into a mistake. There's a man 3 in the middle. It's rolling 1-on-1. Saved by Lopez. He gets to the rebound and claws it away. It's going to be to Ben Yedder, though. Vollen, sorry. It's crossed back into the box. Back stick. Going to be cleared, but what a chance again for Monaco to get the victory.
Why has he gone for that? Gabriel Paulista seeing glory just as Valencia putting so much pressure on Barcelona at the end of this game. Gabriel Paulista thinks he can hit a volley from 40 yards out and it's going completely high and wide. But that goal from Carlos Soler, what an unbelievable finish it was. And I'm hoping we get a good few minutes of additional time here at the end of this game because it is a grandstand finish in both of these matches. If Valencia get something back in this game, Barcelona are going to be under some pressure to get a result against Atletico Madrid next week. If Monaco can win, it puts them right back in the title race. A point wouldn't necessarily put them out of it, but it would put them in dire straits. Lyon would 100% be out of it, considering that they were very nearly getting themselves 71 points on the board if they were going to take the win, which would have been incredible for them. But what an end, as we've got 4 minutes of additional time in this game.
Massive save that was from Anthony Lopez with his legs to save from Goebbels. And there's going to be appeals for a penalty now from Lyon. I don't know if they're claiming for handball. Long ball over the top. Lopez is out of his goal. His clearance only finds the halfway line, though. And now it's Monaco's attempt to go forward. It's a lovely flick on down the right. It'll be cleared by Lyon. And this is end-to-end stuff. Sidibe throws it in. Ben Yedder's through. Marcelo gets back. And I tell you, you can't keep your eyes off this one in the last 10 minutes.
Same with this. It's end-to-end now. Valencia, ever since they got that goal, have just got right back into it. And I was saying earlier, they need to make attacking changes. They have. And look, they've got 3 minutes left to get something here and not necessarily kill Barca's title hopes, but put a massive dent in it, because it would then put them, as it stands, 4 points behind the league leaders, Atletico Madrid. If it stays like this,
3-2 Lyon. Cherki, who's just been brought on, has scored possibly the match winner. It was a lovely through ball down the right-hand side, and he drilled the ball back to the edge. And there's Cherki, rolls it onto his left and bends it into the bottom right-hand corner.
Wow.
Cherki, the sub, might have done it for Lyon. Lopez is on his knees at the other end of the pitch. He might have just had a get-out-of-jail-free card. What a goal from Cherki, and Monaco, from being on the fringes of being back in the title race, now have it all to do. It's 3-2 Lyon.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, there's a chance here for Griezmann to win the game for Barcelona. I mean, they obviously are in lead, but it's a really close match. Messi, edge of the box, tries to take on 4 Valencia players, and he's just going to hold the ball for now. When he'll play it to Frankie de Jong, there's still maybe a chance here that they can go on and get a 4th goal in this game, but they're obviously quite adamant to take this to the corner flag, as you would expect to see the rest of this game out. But what a result it would be for Lyon to put themselves into the lead. It puts Monaco on, as it stands, this is how it would look in Liga. It would probably kill Monaco hearts of a dream of the title, because they are in 4th on 71 points. Lyon 4th on 70 points. They're 5 points behind the league leaders. Lyon might have just dragged themselves very slightly back into the title race, but very minimal hopes at best for them. But there's a chance here for Messi to get a 4th in this game. We're going into the last 10 seconds of this match. I think it's going to be all over. And I think Valencia are going to be taking another defeat to their name. That's 5 games now on the bounce without a result. As Silerson hooves the ball up the pitch, there's one last chance in the game, and a chance it will be for Valencia. It's Maxi Gomez on the right wing. He needs somebody to come towards him, plays the back heel, and it's out of play. And the referee with the whistle, and he blows it. And that is that. I believe Barcelona, no, he's playing on. He's playing on. He's still playing on, but I think with Barcelona having the throw in here, unless they do what they did a moment ago, then it will probably be a Barcelona win, as you would expect. But what an incredible game this is. Chris, as he had to go a few minutes ago. Take care, Chris, if you are still in the stream. Thank you very much for joining us, as always. But 20 seconds left of this match. Referee going to play on a little bit longer. Jasper Silerson, every man is up for Valencia. He's hoofed it long. Can we have a late goal in this game? Headed away by Gerard Piqué. Really needs to get to a Valencia player and fast, and it won't get to a Valencia player as they try and clear the ball away. The referee has the whistle in his mouth. And they're going to play it back to the keeper, and that's that. Barcelona with a dramatic victory to keep their title dreams and the title race wide open. We'll talk about that in a few more minutes, but Lyon, Monaco, with a few minutes left of that game, there's still drama in that match. How long's left?
5 minutes additional time, of which we have played 2. Monaco now will just be hoping to just get themselves a point at minimum to keep themselves in some level of hunt. It's really crucial tonight that they were to win this game, and it's gone from bad to worse as they've conceded a late goal after thinking they've snatched an equaliser.
We've had 5 goals in both of our games. Get in. That's what we wanted.
Yeah. Do you remember when the sub said you had 0-0s, Josh?
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable. Who's got goals now? Thank you very much. No, honestly, it's been a very good night overall. And as you can see, this is how it stands in the Liga after that win. 2 points separate the top 3. Don't forget, Sevilla tomorrow night have a game against Bilbao. If they win, 3 points separate the top 4. And I think that could go down to the last days, what we really, really want. But this Liga title race, it might be about to go Lille and PSG's way.
Yeah, and I think it will do. There's now 3 minutes played of the 5 indicated by the referee. And I thought Monaco, with the penalty they got, they were back in the game. And just from the immediate counter-attack, Cherki, who had just been introduced, takes a lovely strike with his left foot into the far corner. First time finish from the man. And he gives his team what looks like 3 points. I would say valuable, but it looks as if they might. It'd take a lot, is basically what I'm saying. Is falls to Ben Yedder. He's fouled on the edge of the box. It's going to be a free kick. It is a hefty distance out, I will say.
Pressure.
Yeah,
Big
but
pressure.
Hassan Aouar took a niggle at the feet of Ben Yedder. And with maybe a minute to go, it's a minute 15. This is too far out, it looks like, for a strike.
I told you still going on about Rotherham, by the way. He's rattled. He's absolutely rattled by the Millers.
Jibril Sidibe is over it. I'm trying to look who the other man is over it. I can't quite see. He'll cross it, but there's a very high line from Lyon. An extremely high line. We'll see what they do. He's going to give it back to Sidibe. Chip to the back post. Maripan. It's going to be recycled back in. He's took a deflection. It's going to be a corner to Monaco.
Send the goalie up.
I would do. Get Benjamin Lecomte up. Why not?
Get him up.
Lecomte he's on the halfway line. Go on, send him up. Come on. 30 seconds, Nico. Sidibe is on the corner. It's whipped towards the back post. Maripan wins it. And he's going to be back into the box. Man goes down, overhead kick over the top of the crossbar. And that might do it for Lyon and kind of knocks Monaco out of the title race, unfortunately. 5 seconds to go. Referee takes a look at his watch. And I think after this kick, Monaco have seen their dreams go down the pan tonight.
And it's a shame.
Yeah, massive shame. They've had the game in their hands at points. The referee blows the whistle. Monaco players on their knees. Lopez down on his knees. Massive win for Lyon and a heartbreaking defeat for Monaco. What a night. But unfortunately, Monaco lose to a late Cherky super sub goal. And there is words between the players, which they've cut away from now. But as you see, the table, Monaco now 4 points behind with 3 to go. Looks very unlikely.
I mean, the only way that the title race could be blown wide open is if one of Lille or PSG drop points and the other team takes advantage. You know, let's not forget the teams that have still got to play games this season in the title race. Lille have to play Lens, Saint-Etienne and Angers. So they've got quite a favourable run to the end of the season. PSG, they've got to play Rennes, Reims, Brest. But is it getting cagey?
Oh my God, it's getting very cagey. Desciglio fighting, and there was a lot of fighting at the moment.
This could see a few red cards.
I tell you what, it is a game that meant everything to both teams, and Pellegrini has pushed a member of staff now, and it is really kicking off. They've cut away from it. I don't want to say sadly, but I would like to see what happens after the game. But with a game that meant everything for both sides, I think you can see frustrations boiling over, especially for Monaco, who even against 10 men have come to a defeat.
And it's a shame. And as I said, it means that we need, for the neutral, you want to see Lille or PSG drop points and the other two teams gain points, and then they will be back in it, potentially. But you are asking for a hell of a lot. In the circumstances. I mean, Monaco, we said before, their last games of the season, they've got Reims, Reims, Rennes and Lens still to come in the next 3 weeks. Lyon, if they have any hopes, they've got to win all 3 of their games. They've got Lorient, Nimes and Nice. As I say, they've got to rely on the fact that the other teams drop points and we can keep that title race wide open. But as for now, if you're Lille or PSG, you're celebrating because your arch rivals in the title race have dropped points. And it means it could go down to those two teams fighting out at the end. Or maybe Lyon or Monaco could get themselves back into it. And as for La Liga, you have massive, massive pressure now on Sevilla. If you want to win the title, you have got to beat Bilbao tomorrow or else Sevilla are out of the race. There's 4 games left to go in La Liga. Pressure is on them. But as for tonight, it does mean that Barcelona find themselves sat in 3rd, not 2nd. It goes, I think, on head-to-head. So Barcelona in 3rd right now on 74 points. Real Madrid in 2nd on 74 points. Atletico Madrid in 1st on 76. obviously Sevilla in 4th on 70 with a game in hand. Of course, a lot of pressure on Sevilla tomorrow night to go and get a result. And talking about other games going on over the next few days, don't forget, if you are new to the stream, don't forget to leave a like and subscription. Be greatly appreciated as we push towards 2,200 subscribers. This is what's to come over the next few days. On Tuesday night, you can join Kieran D for Manchester City against PSG. That's the second leg of that game. That should be quite an exciting game. Throughout the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, you can join myself for the Premier League of Darts, night 10, 11 and 12, taking place from 7:05. Alongside that, on Wednesday night, Chelsea taking on Real Madrid. Live reaction with Rowan. That's from 5 to 8 on Wednesday night. And then on Thursday night, we've got a semi-final second leg goal show. We already know Man U are through. Who's going through between Villarreal and Arsenal? You can see with both Kieran's from 7:50 on Thursday. And then what a weekend. Championship final day action. Derby Wednesday and Cardiff Rotherham are the two games taking centre stage. That's 12 on Saturday. And then 5:25. Bayern Munich take on Gladbach. And that should be another brilliant, brilliant game indeed to watch. Lots of drama, of course, over the next few weeks in the world of football. But we got drama galore tonight. 10 goals, a red card, and some feisty drama. What we wanted.
Yep, feisty drama on the pitch and in the chat. It's been a brilliant night. And as Carl said, one of my favourites. This has been a great night. For the football alongside the chat and alongside it's all banter at the end of the day. None of this is too serious, you know. We all know that Rotherham are completely relevant. And there we go.
Know Crawley are mid-table mediocrity, but that's the drama we get in the chat. We love it. We love it indeed. But no, the next stream, that'll be live football-wise, will be on Tuesday. I know a lot of you guys are asking in the chat, is there a stream tomorrow for one of the games? Unless by some circumstance or surprise, KD wants to do one for Mindsurfer Billing, then maybe it's that. Go on, KD. If not, there won't be a watch-along tomorrow. The next one will be on Tuesday, which will be Manchester City up against Paris Saint-Germain. But as for now, another good night. I don't know what it is, but Sunday nights, we always tend to get the best games. Yeah, and I don't know what it is when we've done the dual stream recently, Josh. We've just had a fantastic game. I remember Benfica Rangers, we had a cracker. Just great games and great night. Oh, good vibes. Very good vibes indeed. As I said, once again, if you're on streams, always don't forget to leave a like subscription. If you do want to check out our social media, there are the links. Twitter is @the_top corner. And our Instagram is _sports_corner_. Do go check those out if you want to see when we go live. We also have our website as well. Link in the description as always, thesports-corner.com. We're going to have loads of new articles available soon. Will's going to be writing a lot of pieces based on all of the NFL draft action over the last weekend. But as for now, thank you very much, Kieran. No, thank you very much, Josh. And I think the only way to leave this really is with a bit of Griezmann head bobbling. Barcelona continue on with the title race, and it looks like Lyon are going home. But at least they're better than Crawley Town. See you later. Good night.